And it worked. It wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped that most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money. But instead of entering the league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. And it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil. And the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed, they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest football teams in Brazil. Now, they were global superstars, and despite not being professional, Corinthians drew in the crowds. Everybody wanted to play them, everybody wanted to watch them. So much so, they regularly played the winners of the FA Cup in what eventually became the Community Shield, winning most of the time. They actually inflicted Manchester United's worst defeat, 11-3, a record which still stands to this day. Now, fast forward to today, Corinthian casuals still don't pay their staff or players. The ethos of sportsmanship is still at the heart of everything that they do. And even though they're a side in the lower leagues, if you make the trip to King George's Field in Tolworth just off the A3, you'll most likely bump into Brazilian Corinthians fans who often make the pilgrimage across the globe just to watch their founding team play.
Very good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Real Sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale, and it is on now. Check out arnoldclark.com. Ali and Gabby with you this wonderful Thursday morning, 3 minutes past 6, and it is January the 29th. Gabby, how are you?
I don't know, mate, after last night.
I'm the same. I mean,
Ali, I was looking for all sorts of devices. I got my iPad with Chelsea on. I got my mobile phone with Newcastle game on. I'm looking for something else. Can the TV get a game on? I only got 1 to 5 on the hotel TV. But that last night, Ali, is why we love football.
It's brilliant, wasn't it, mate?
Unbelievable.
I mean, I was in that studio, right, and my eyes were going like, you know, like something like Tom and Jerry when they keep coming flying out with springs on, right? Honest to goodness. And then I was trying to concentrate probably most on the Newcastle game. I can't lie. But there was goals flying in, and you're watching the goals. But overall, brilliant night for the English clubs.
Yeah, brilliant.
And Gabby, yeah. Include Newcastle in that.
100%.
Because that is it's a great result. It's a great performance. And as I say, you probably watched more of that game than me.
Yeah.
But tell me if I'm wrong. I watched the second half. I mean, they looked seriously under the cosh opening half hour.
Yes.
Right. Not having the penalty, I've got to say to you, I am not having it.
Incredible, isn't it?
Diabolical. And they already suffered a diabolical one a couple of years back.
Ago, yep.
So I'm watching it, and then they get the goal. Vitinha, lovely goal, side steps, nice finish. And then we were talking about it, and we're saying, just stay in the game.
Yeah.
Just stay in the game. Fight it. Don't lose another goal. You could get a free kick. They get that. Willock, great header.
Yes.
And then a little bit unlucky second half.
You spot on, mate. First 20, it was chance after chance. It could have been 4-0 if they scored a penalty after 20, 30 minutes. But second half, Ali, on the counter-attack, I think Voltemade's got to do more. He's not holding the ball up as much as I would like. I was disappointed with him. But once Barnes and Gordon come on, it was like, okay, they're not that great defensively, PSG. Get at them. Barnes has got to score one of the two chances.
Man.
The one in the last minute, he's got to score. He sort of like slices it.
He's got to hit it back across, mate.
Exactly.
Do you know what I think, Gabby? And we watched it obviously a few times, mate. Gordon looked as though he was getting in with his pace down that right back position. I mean, he was flying down there, getting a couple of deliveries across, and obviously has a strike, and it gets deflected to Barnes. And we're looking at it, I'm just saying, hit it into the ground. Keep it down. Yes. Just smash it into the ground, kind of back across.
Exactly.
And he just missed it.
But Jacob Ramsey was very good.
Yeah.
Midfield, they were under the cosh first half. Newcastle midfield was second half done better. And what they were doing wrong in the first half, Ali, was Newcastle had obviously 3 centre-halves, 2 wing-backs and 5 at the back. But a lot of them weren't marking anyone.
Yeah.
So PSG were having fun around the midfield, like 5-on-2 at times. And then second half, they started getting out to them a bit more. And Dembele was poor. Doué, when he come on, was poor. Kvaratskhelia, when he come off, was a big loss.
He looks as though he's got a sore one.
Yeah, that's like he'll be out for a while.
Yeah.
But PSG looked a shadow of the team from last year. But they'd done this last season.
Of course they did, mate.
Playoffs last season, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of games to go, you were thinking, them, and if I recall, it was Manchester City, Gab, were down there, and you're thinking, they're going to have to get a win from somewhere, and then they did. And what I need, do you know what it was? It turned last year for PSG, and I think I'm right in saying they were 2-0 down against Manchester City at home.
Yes.
Bang, somebody flicked a switch.
Yes.
And away they went, man.
But I worry about PSG this season because they hadn't won the Champions League, Ali. You know, they finally won it. Can they go again? There's talk of the manager leaving the end of the season. The body language of some of the players last night looked to me like Dembele weren't at it.
Yeah.
Defensively, so open, so easy for Newcastle to counter them.
Really open, mate.
But Chelsea take a bow, by the way, and take a bow, Liam Rosignol, because I know people have been dying to come for him if they'd lost last night, but his tactics were spot on. And you know what I loved about him, Ali? Shows that he's going to be a top manager. He wasn't scared to take Gittins off. He subbed the sub.
I know.
And that's brave from a manager, a young manager.
I spoke to him before the game, you know. We got him before the game. I got a wee chance to ask him a couple of questions. And he seems exactly as you say. He's got a kind of, I'm going to do this my way, and we'll see how it goes type, which isn't a bad thing. You know, I quite like him. He's a great start. He's a terrific start.
It was a weird formation he started with. Did you see it, Ali? It was weird. It was like Gusto was far up, but Cucurella dropped back and made a free at times. Reece James centre half with Fofana. I don't think it really worked first half.
I'm not happy with him there.
Then Chalobah comes on, and then it's back to basics, what they know, and then they go on and win the game.
What about your man's 2 strikes, particularly the first one was left foot? Gabby, man.
Oh,
what a hit.
Yeah. No backlift. No, the keeper's not even expecting it.
Correct.
The keeper's like,
and it's by him. It's a power. It's by him.
Yeah, not left.
Power.
He's not left-footed. He's right-footed. I've done my research.
Oh, mate.
Bang.
I thought it was an absolutely fabulous strike.
Yes.
Comfortable nights for Liverpool. Just what they needed. Another injury enough they could have done without Frimpong.
Yes.
Looks as though we hamstring injury. Arsenal, goals, Gyökeres, Havertz back in. Comfortable for them. Tottenham, I fancied Tottenham. I did.
Yeah.
I fancied Tottenham. They had a good result. Obviously, Colomani and Sri Lanka's another nice finish.
Well, it shows, Ali, that those results should happen. Spurs have 100% spent more than Frankfurt, got a better side than Frankfurt. You should beat them. Chelsea spent more than Napoli, got a better side than Napoli. Should beat them. The Premier League is so strong. That's why we're so lucky that it'll be top 5 again. Yeah. I fancy we see the draw, that the potential opponents in the next round for some of the English teams. I fancy them all to go through, Ali.
Do you know something, Gam?
All of them.
I don't disagree. We were talking about it. I think, and you could argue that it should be the case because of the spending power as much as anything. I think we're getting an English final, all English final.
Yeah, every chance.
Bayern Munich, by the way, Harry Kane, do you see his finish?
Yeah. What you expect, though, isn't it? It's not good to see Masala score as well.
Oh, what a
Musiala.
great goal that was,
I was
wasn't
happy for him with his injury.
So was I.
Yeah, I love him as
He
a
came
player.
in, he takes a lovely touch with his left foot, gang,
Bang.
and then it doesn't break his stride, and he whips it near post.
Yes.
Yeah, I was delighted for him. I really was. Barcelona, lively enough. They looked fine.
But Barca and Real, Ali, the way they're defending, they've got
I'm with you,
zero
mate.
chance, mate.
I mean, that high
Zero
line,
chance.
that high line Barca hold.
Oh.
I mean, why would you do that?
I just look at Barca and I'm like, yeah, you got away with it last night, conceded first and went on to win comfortably. But if you play the English side, you're going to get hurt with that high line. Real Madrid, Asensio's got a problem at centre back. He's laughing when he gets sent off. If I'm Arbeloa, I'm saying, like, you're a young centre half. Keep your head. Rodrigo getting sent off.
Ridiculous.
But that's probably the moment of the night, isn't it? That goal.
Oh my
I think my iPad nearly went out the window.
honest, Gabby, I promise you, I just had a wee feeling.
Yes.
We've sitting watching it. I had a wee feeling that something was going to happen. Listen, I had no idea what was going to happen with the goalkeeper. But you know that way, you just get a wee feeling,
Yeah.
this is going to be interesting.
I thought, like, they're down to 9 men. And you've got Vinny, you've got Mbappe, you've got players that don't want to head it. So you're going to outnumber them in the box.
But what, I mean, never mind the goalkeeper scoring it. What about the quality of the cross and the quality of the header?
Unbelievable. Did you see Valverde, his foot in the air?
Oh, man.
If he missed it. But what was crazy was Mourinho's interview afterwards. When he made his last 2 changes,
You thought they were through?
he was being told that, like,
They were
you know,
through?
shore it up, we're through. And then he gets told, like, with like a minute to go, no, we need one more goal, mate. And he's like, oh, okay, I can't make no more changes. And then, boom, keeper scores. But that's the jeopardy that I liked all night. Marseille losing 3-0 to Club Brugge, who are a top team, by the way.
They are.
And-
Well, we've seen them.
Yes, and going out on goal difference. I bet De Zerbi was happy after the game, Ali.
Oh,
Imagine that flight home.
that's a disaster for them.
Yes.
Disaster.
Disaster. Sporting Lisbon, like, fantastic. They get into top
Oh.
8. They won last night, last minute as well. There's
Brilliant
so
result
much,
for Sporting.
yeah, so much jeopardy, Ali.
Hey,
That's
here's
what I
another
love.
one for you. Odo Glunt.
Yeah, incredible.
What about that for it?
Atletico Madrid.
What about their last 2 results in Europe? Battering City, and then that last night.
Atletico Madrid away, no problem. What do we need to do? Win to get into the top 24? Leave it with me, no problem. I love it, Ali. What a story from them, by the way.
Oh, mate, it's fantastic.
You won't want them over the 2 legs, by the way.
That's
You won't
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
face them over 2 legs. I'll
That's
tell you that.
exactly what I'm saying.
No. Not one of.
You're up
face
there
them.
on that AstroTurf pitch,
Nothing to lose.
No.
No pressure.
and they've had, I mean, it was a great result last night away from home, but some of their results at
Yes.
home have been ridiculously good. You would not want them. 5 of the 6 English, beg your pardon, 5 of the 6 English sides won and finished in the top 8, which I thought was perfect. And I'll say it again, Newcastle, terrific performance. Managed a draw against a PSG side, and they finished 12th. Now we're going to take all your calls after a crazy night in the Champions League. Chelsea fans, have you changed your mind on Liam Rosinha? You got to say, wonderful start to his managerial coaching career at Chelsea. Speaks really well, I thought. Spoke to him before the game. He came on after the game. Like the way he's handling it.
Didn't mind changing it. It wasn't working with Reece James and Fofana. Fofana was very poor for both goals. Weak for the first goal. Shouldn't get something like that. Second goal, he got attacked in the near post. He's flat-footed. And he changes it. Shalaba, you're on. I like that.
Who was it that went to ground for the first
Fofana?
Was it
Fofana?
Right.
Ali, that's
Unacceptable.
schoolboy defending.
Well, I said it last night.
Schoolboy.
Unacceptable.
Amazing for the lad that scored.
As soon
No
as he
good,
goes to ground, he makes his mind, the forward's mind up.
And he probably, if he doesn't get a
Because the
shot off, it's a
defender can
penalty.
buy and stand up. And,
Just hold him.
yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Correct.
Push him in the back. Hold him. Fofana, for me, is not a good defender.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And Spurs fans, does finishing 4th by Thomas Frank more time. Terrific result. Good performance again. I thought they were excellent against Dortmund, and that was another terrific result and performance against German opposition. Will it be an all-English final? I would suggest it might, Do you agree? Who is going to make it and why? You know the number, guys. Give us a call. It's 03717 223344. Want to hear from you this morning. What a night of football. Now, coming up, we're going to turn our attention to the back pages, and of course, we're going to guess what the reaction to an incredible night of Champions League football was.
put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry.
Brilliant.
Making you cry.
What a voice.
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after
Yeah,
all.
I'm going to have to start talking about it, but I love that. What a song, man.
Great tune.
6:19, Thursday, 20th of January. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. About a rag and bone man to get us going, Gab. I'm telling the nation, he's my mate. He's my mate. I met him at me and Ian went down to see Jules Holland. You know the New Year's show that they do Hootenanny. Brilliant. They do a show and all the guys come on. Man, when I went down, it was unbelievable. You know, it was brilliant. The show was fantastic.
I think everyone's your mate, Ali.
Oh, but he was sitting with a couple of mates at the table next to us, and just a brilliant guy.
Yes, I can imagine.
So yeah, he's my mate. He probably doesn't know it, but he's definitely my mate. But a rag and bone man there, as I said, the song Human has more than 2 billion views on YouTube. That's a lot, and we're playing it because it's a very, very happy birthday to him today. 41.
Oh, good
young
age.
Man. He's a young man.
Yes.
I'm not sure about a tattoo in the face. You think about a wee tattoo?
Never, ever. No tattoos, Ali.
I've got one. Never, but
Have you?
yeah, top of my shoulder.
Okay, what is it? Rangers?
Kind of, but nah. With the kind of look at you there.
I've been a tattoo.
It was a kind of moment of weakness, but not as bad as Vigilante.
Oh God, what's he got?
He ended up getting a Superman tattoo.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, 1 or 2 cocktails taken in Toronto wasn't his best decision, me man, was it? Anyway, we're going to move on because if you like your music, Robbie Williams, guys, no less than Robbie Williams, on Drive this afternoon. We'll have Gabby's rendition of Angels a bit later, which I'm sure he will appreciate. So stay tuned for that. But joining us,
he want to go on the big show, breakfast, Ali?
He couldn't get in time.
Oh, okay.
He couldn't get in time.
Yeah, strange to go.
He actually asked.
Yeah.
He asked, and
Okay.
it was all set up, but
Makes sense.
just travelling arrangements didn't suit.
Yeah.
So he's gone with that was the third or fourth show.
Graveyard shift.
Yeah, with the boys actually. And of course, don't forget, as I said, you like your music. Robbie will be appearing live, I tell you, this afternoon in the studio. But joining us in the studio. It's a very good morning, a very good Thursday morning. I've lost the track of time. It's Thursday morning, Katie. How are you?
Morning, Katie.
I'm very well. Better for seeing you both.
Well, what about last night?
What a night. There's so much Champions League action to keep across.
Wow.
Had multiple screens. It was all very busy. And I do really enjoy this new format because we have so much drama. Lots of the back pages
Well,
going.
that's what I said, Katie. I said last night, even if you, and there are still 1 or 2 doubters that don't fancy the changing format, even if you do, you can't help but enjoy last night.
Yes. Top.
What a night.
Yeah, blockbuster games, and the format just kind of keeps growing on me. So lots of headlines on the back page, for example, on the Sun says high 5. This is after 5 English teams went through to the last 8.
Yep.
So we've also got on the back page of the Daily Mail, famous 5: Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea and City join Arsenal in the last 16, but it's Newcastle that face their playoff after drawing 1-1 in Paris. Why, guys, do you think we are seeing such a dominance from the English football teams in Europe?
Because they're the best teams. Simple as that. They've got the best squads, the best teams.
Yep.
Defensively, they're the better teams as well. You look at Real Madrid and Barcelona, poor defensively. And they spend, Katie. We haven't got the exact figures, but I can imagine the English teams have spent a lot more than most of the other teams in the competition.
Is it a concern for European football that 5 English teams have finished in the top 8?
Not our problem. Not our problem.
Well,
I bet those times where Spain dominated, Italy dominated.
No, 80s Italy did.
Yeah.
Serie A was the place to be. Were that Milan side, they dominated. You know, with Maldini and Baresi and the Dutch lads and things like that. They were brilliant, dominating European football. Barcelona absolutely dominated it. So, I mean, it's kind of cycles. It is cycles, but without doubt, in my opinion, you know, you look at the winners right now. They probably haven't. English football probably hasn't dominated it that much in terms of winning the tournament.
Didn't win it last year. Didn't make the final.
But even the final, I was
That's
at the
what I mean.
final,
That's
and
what I
it
mean.
was, PSG winning and cruising through. It just wasn't really a very competitive final at all. That's the thing with all of these competitions. You want them to be as competitive as possible, and it's just interesting to see how well the English team.
I agree with you, Katie, but you also want, I think, if you have such a thing as a neutral watching it, I think you want the best team to win it, right? And in my opinion, the best team won it last year by a country mile.
Yes.
And I know the final wasn't competitive, but you had to just admire the beauty of PSG and the way they went about it, and absolutely dismantled a team that knocked Barcelona out over two games in a semi-final. So yeah, but the English league, the English teams at this moment in time are the best and the strongest.
Well, let's just talk about PSG against Newcastle, 1-1 out in Paris. Headline here: top 8 heartbreak for Newcastle. Heartbreak? Do you think that's a bit harsh?
Yeah, I don't get that headline at all. Top 8 is would have been fantastic to get, but where they are in the playoffs and the teams that they might play, is it Karabag or Monaco?
That's correct,
Newcastle might play. You fancy them to go through that tie comfortably. Eddie Howe needs some praise. He's been tough in the Premier League.
Of course he does.
But last night his tactics were spot on. Dropping Gordon, dropping Barnes, dropping Wissa, playing Ramsey, playing Willock, ball carriers. It worked last night. And his changes worked in the game as well. So overall, you'd say Newcastle probably unlucky to not get the win.
Well, that's the thing. Harvey Barnes with a great chance at the end. Craig Hope saying in the Mail, he's describing it as the moment that they blew it. But it's
harsh.
From a striker's point of view, how hard is that actually to get?
That's very harsh. Listen, tactically, Eddie Howe got it spot on. When you go there, you're going to have to defend well.
Yes.
Your goalkeeper's going to have to play well, and you're going to have to carry some luck. They did that in the initial stages of the game. His plan would be to still be in the game so he could go and try and win it with substitutes.
I've got it written down here. Like Newcastle could have been 4 down after 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So to say that comment there from, I can't even say his name, but you expect nothing less from headlines that aren't true. So I think Newcastle overall, out of chances from the whole game, I think probably maybe just deserved to go through, but a fantastic performance. I'm sure they'll be looking forward to the playoffs.
I said yesterday, Gab, it was amazing. I did say yesterday, there's every chance those two teams could draw and neither of them get to the top 8.
Yeah.
So Newcastle could play either Monaco or Karabag in the playoffs. Do you think they have the squad to handle this run, or do you think their Premier League form will be affected depending how far they go in the competition?
100%. But...
Well, 100% what they do have the squad.
Sorry, 100%. I think that their squad will be tested. You look at Joe Linton's out. You look at Shaw's out.
Guimaraes on the bench.
Guimaraes was on the bench, wasn't fit enough to come on. It will definitely affect them, but when you're in the Champions League, you have to prioritise that.
Of course you do.
Do you know what I mean, Ali? See how far you can go, because it's not looking likely that Newcastle are playing well enough or have got the squad to reach the top 5 in the Premier League this season for me.
I think it will affect them. I think you're right. But what I would say is, I don't know whether you agree, all of the English teams, and I probably include Tottenham, right? Every one of them on their day could beat any of the top European sides.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We saw Newcastle performance last night. Liverpool, obviously Arsenal, City, all capable of beating the top sides. No getting away from it. But Newcastle would probably, in terms of numbers, along with Tottenham, who had 14 out, by the way.
Yes.
Tottenham had 14 out.
Yes.
They don't have the strongest squads. The other ones do.
Well, history could be made if Newcastle progress through the playoffs, as there's apparently never been 6 Premier League teams in the Champions League knockouts. So maybe also we should be paying a lot of credit to the English teams
100%.
and how well they're doing in this competition.
Of course, it's been great. And it will continue, absolutely continue. We're in for a tremendous next few weeks in terms of the Champions League for the English side.
Ali, it's an elite competition. You look at Chelsea, Fernandes celebrating his goal last night.
Yeah.
This is what you want to be in. This is what you want to compete in. Last year with Aston Villa, some of the best games I watched, Ali, in the Champions League, like as a fan, watching your team play. So, rightly so.
Best club tournament in the world, bar none, by a mile, Katie.
So
Thank
who
you
do you
very
think
much.
is going to go nice and deep into this competition?
Arsenal, 100%. I think Chelsea and Liverpool will as well.
So do I.
Yeah.
I just think Liverpool will do well. I really do.
You can't trust Spurs, even though they've been good form in the Champions League.
It was interesting, Anthony Gordon, wasn't it, saying yesterday, we're talking about what he was saying. Effectively, he was saying he can enjoy playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's more open.
It's open because teams will have a go at you, and I get that.
And Man City, they'll get players back from injury.
Yeah.
I think maybe the next stage, can Semenyo and Gabby come in?
Brilliant.
Maybe.
Brilliant
I don't know the
signings.
rules, but maybe the next stage they can. So I think Man City will go strong. I just look at Real Madrid defensively, PSG defensively, Barcelona defensively. They're nothing to be scared of. You're not scared of Real Madrid right now over 2 legs. I'll tell you that.
So are we fairly confident? I think we are fairly confident They'll be an English winner this year.
Easy.
So.
Easy.
Oh, I hope so, and an easy. Okay, thanks, Katie. Now, coming up, we're going to bring you more on the game last night. Benfica's scoring keeper, absolutely sensational was. It was unbelievable. A last-second goal to seal a place in the playoffs. Remarkable. And there was only one man to coach that. Of course, it was Jose Mourinho, and he'll be coming on next.
The kit man, one of the most important cogs in a football club's machine. But it's not just laundry and hanging up shirts in dressing rooms. Oh no, it's hours of dedication and a real love of the game. Every club does it slightly differently, but ultimately the kit man's the guy washing the training gear, repairing holes, cleaning boots, and that's before they even think about the match day. The day before a home game, a kit man will already be at the stadium making sure the kit is ready to be laid out, and if anything needs doing in terms of printing, stitching, cleaning, it gets done. On the day, the kit men are almost the first ones there in the morning. They're unloading kit from the training ground, medical bags, anything else a player or a coach may need between their arrival and full time. Once things are in full swing, they actually help with the warm-up too. When the whistle goes and the match kicks off, it's the one time a kit man can put his feet up. At full time, if they're at home, it's easy. All the kit goes in the washing machines, dries, and is ready for use within the next 24 hours. Away from home, it's a different story though. If you're a kit man for Spurs, for example, you can't exactly use the machines at St James's Park. So it's back into the van, or onto the chartered flight, back to the training ground, wash everything there, and be ready to go again for the next game. Some might have to go to Europe a day later, so the pressure is definitely on. Working for a football club might look glamorous on the face of it, but we salute those who dedicate their lives to scraping mud off boots and washing a millionaire's underpants.
Okay, pal, here we go. 6:34, Thursday, 29th of January. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with you this morning. Ali and Gabby, refreshed after watching some unbelievable football last night. Loved it. And I bet you guys out there did too. Now, if you like your cricket, listen up. England returns to South Africa next winter. As always, the Barmy Army were out there in full force. And this time, you could be too. We're giving away a week for two at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. Every day of the match at one of the world's greatest cricket grounds with flights, hotel and spending money all covered. Listen up, here's how to enter. Love the music, Ed. I see what you did there. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rates, or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close on the 6th of February 26, obviously at 4 p.m. That again is when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Once again, your chance, text WIN to 83338 now. Okay, good luck to you guys. Back to last night, because if you're a football fan, you must have been absolute heaven. We all were. Last night, 18 games, goals flying in from every corner of Europe. Tremendous, including one, the very last one, from a goalkeeper from who else's team but Jose Mourinho. The last second goal sealed a place in the playoffs. Incidentally, they thought they were there, found out they weren't there, and then the next minute, the goalkeeper's up for a last second free kick. The Portuguese side, and Jose Mourinho gave his reaction immediately after the game to TNT Sports. Here we go.
When I make the changes, I was told is enough. So let's close the door. A few seconds later, they tell me we need one more goal, but I cannot make more changes. In that moment, we are playing with one player more. So we have the game in the pocket. I just want to close the door, and I think it's enough. I have no idea of what is going on. When I was told we need one more goal, honestly, I was upset.
Unbelievable.
It was hilarious, because we're sitting watching it, right? And just to back up what you said, Gab, the ball came through to the goalkeeper, if you remember, and he takes it on his chest. Yeah. And we're all cheering, going, oh, look at him, he's killing a bit of time. And then all of a sudden, he gets the message. By the way, never mind taking your chest. Get up for a free kick. It was.
Like you says, you fancied them, and I fancied them because one down to 9 men after Rodrigo got sent off. Mbappe and Vinny Jr. aren't going to attack the ball defensively. No. I think Vinny Jr. was playing on halfway line, with 9 men, not helping his team out. But defensively, Real Madrid aren't great anyway, Ali.
Oh, I know, mate.
At defending set pieces.
Yeah.
But
sending us were poor as well. Yes. So, okay, we're going to try and dissect the absolute carnage of last night. Let's say a very good morning to European football expert Dougie Critchler. Dougie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Dougie.
Good morning, guys. I'm very good, thank you. Great to be on.
Right, Dougie, the floor is yours. What did we watch last night? It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
It really was. It feels like Jose Mourinho, more than any other manager, is really the kind of king of Europe, you know, winning the Champions League with FC Porto, winning the treble with Inter Milan, some dramatic nights with Chelsea and Real Madrid. He's won all 3 of the major competitions, the only manager to do so. So that goal in the last minute by Trubin, what a moment. And a fantastic night for English sides as well.
Yeah. 5
of the 6 sides taking places in the top 8. Newcastle continuing a great record against PSG, getting a draw in the Parc des Princes without Bruno Guimaraes playing in that game, with the likes of Joe Willock coming to the fore, who hasn't had a brilliant season, Jacob Ramsey playing his role as well. So I think most English sides will be absolutely delighted with progressing automatically through to the last 16.
What about Chelsea? I watched the Chelsea game. I thought first half maybe weren't at their best, but second half a lot better. Reece James, the centre half, was a bit of a strange one. He changed that and brought Chalobah on second half. But João Pedro, especially his first goal, was world class, wasn't it?
It really was. And he, more than any other Chelsea attacker, feels like he's really become Liam Rossinia's man. I mean, that's 4 goals in his last 4 games now for Chelsea. Interestingly, this was Chelsea's first away win in the competition since October 2022. They'd lost 4 of their previous 5, only drawing against Qarabağ in that time. Napoli have been a bit of a mess in the last few weeks, mainly due to injury. Kevin De Bruyne has missed the entire season, or since at least October. Lukaku's been out as well. They've dropped to 9 points behind Inter Milan in the race for the Scudetto, due to those injuries, of course. So Antonio Conte's side, who have a really poor record, or Conte does, in the Champions League. He's only ever won 17 of close to 50 games in the competition. They just ran out of steam last night, but Liam Rossinho will be delighted, given the fact it's their first year back in the competition for 3 years, to automatically qualify for that last 16.
Dougie, what about the likes of Liverpool, obviously City and Arsenal? You would suggest maybe comfortable victories, but I think it is well worth mentioning in the Champions League campaign an absolutely flawless performance from Arsenal.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They've now won 8 consecutive Champions League matches. Only Man City have ever put together a longer winning run, and that was with 10 up to March 2024. They scored all 3 goals last night from open play, which I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be delighted about. And they have been way more free-flowing in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They created 43 big chances in the league phase. That was more than any other side level with Liverpool. It was great to see Kai Havertz back on the score sheet as well. So many Arsenal fans were hoping that he would be fit to start the season and they could more ease in Victor Gyökeres in his new surroundings. That hasn't happened. Gabriel Martinelli's now scored 6 Champions League goals this season. Only Thierry Henry with 7 has ever scored more for Arsenal in a Champions League campaign. And then Liverpool, the pressure that Arne Slot's been under as well. You might say they're only playing Qarabağ, but Qarabağ won against Benfica earlier this year as well. They beat Eintracht Frankfurt, who Spurs to smash last night as well. But 6-0 was Arne Slot's biggest win as Liverpool manager. You look at Florian Wirtz getting back on the score sheet, Dominic Szoboszlai as well, 6 goal contributions in the league phase. Only Mo Salah has ever put together a longer run of consecutive games, contributing a goal or an assist. So great stuff from Dominic Szoboszlai, and Van Dijk also got 3 assists, the first time a Champions League defender has done that.
Dougie, tell me, Anthony Gordon had some comments the day before yesterday saying he was particularly enjoying the Champions League because he felt it was a lot more open. Teams would have a little bit of a go. Now, I'm looking at last night and I'm thinking last night backs that up, because not just for Newcastle, for example, but I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm looking at teams playing against Liverpool, whether it's City. And was it just last night because it's the final game of that particular section that everybody kind of goes for it? Or generally speaking, do you believe that teams are far more open and far more attack-minded than they are perhaps domestically in the English league?
Yeah, I think Anthony Gordon put it really well, Ali, and I do agree with him. I think what's happened actually is in the last few years, because the Premier League has spent so much more money than the rest of Europe, all up and down the league. You know, we've had multiple seasons where the Premier League has spent more than the other top 4 major leagues combined. And it's led to a situation where up and down the league, even if you pick out, say, Sunderland, where there's Granit Xhaka or Brian Brobby or Mukiele, or Everton with Iliman Ndiaye and Grealish, etc., there's Champions League level players that would start for the majority of other Champions League clubs in other countries at pretty much every Premier League club. So it feels like the league is just so competitive. And I do agree with Anthony Gordon. I don't think stylistically at the moment it feels like Arteta has kind of overtaken Pep as the kind of manager that everyone's trying to copy in the Premier League. It hasn't led to a great standard of most Premier League games this season. But in Europe, where the physicality and running ability of these English sides really comes to the fore, and a lot more Champions League sides are having to go for it because of this league phase, which I think has been a big success actually since the rebrand. Because I think people forget that in the old league phase, if you won your opening first 3 of 6 games, you're pretty much guaranteed through, and there's 3 dead rubbers to come. The drama of last night, I think, makes the quite long slog of the previous 7 games, which can feel a little bit long at points, very much worthwhile.
Yep, spot on.
Absolutely. I'm looking at it. I want to ask you as well, if I may, which team, difficult one for you here, out the English sides, Dougie, which team do you think at this moment in time, and it's early, would be more suited to going all the way?
I think it's really difficult to look past Arsenal, if I'm totally honest. I know it's a slightly boring answer, but 8 wins from 8, I think across 2 legs as well. They look really dangerous. They obviously got to the Champions League semi-final last year. They had that amazing 2 legs against Real Madrid.
Brilliant.
The thing for them, I think, is if they're going deep in all 4 competitions, can they manage that squad? But we said in the summer, after their summer of recruitment, this is arguably the deepest squad in world football. They've got 8 probably world-class defenders. The one thing against it at the moment is none of their attackers are in real sparkling form at the moment. But if that can change between now and May, I'm back Arsenal out of any of the English sides to go all the way.
Dougie, I've got news for you, mate. We're doing it all again tonight, Europa League. So get yourself a bit of rest, okay?
I'm ready.
Thanks for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, guys. Still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Yes, it certainly is. It's a breakfast of champions this morning on talkSPORT. Two-time Champions League winner, two-time Super Cup winner and Club World Cup winner Scott Carson will be here to talk all things Manchester City and what they can achieve this season. The trophies don't stop there. Premier League and FA Cup winner Phil Jones will join us to talk about former teammate Michael Carrick, who has had a sensational start at United. There is no doubt about that. And 2016 Masters champion Danny Willett will join us live from Bangkok. Brilliant, looking forward to that as the 2026 Icon Series gets underway. Don't forget my co-host Gabby Agbonlahor won the November 2007 Premier League Player of the Month. Does that sit proudly in your mantelpiece, mate?
It really does, mate, because some people that maybe have writ that, Ali.
There's a lot of people haven't won that.
Yeah, but some people that might have writ that, maybe produced that, probably didn't even get in their school football team, Ali.
They're all,
you know what I mean? Last pick of the draft at school, so it's a great achievement.
I actually heard he was that bad. He was the referee again. I heard at school he was a referee. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Right, 6:49, Thursday, January the 29th. talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan, Gabby with you this morning. What do we know this Thursday morning? Well, I'm about to tell you. 5 of the 6 English sides qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League after finishing in the top 8. Newcastle, who played very, very well, particularly second half, were the only ones to miss out. Former Masters champion Patrick Reed is the latest golfer to leave Live. That's not easy to say that. I'm going to go for that again. Former Masters champion Patrick Reed is the latest golfer to leave Live. There's L's all
Smashed
over.
it, Ali.
He'll be eligible. I mean, that's ridiculous, Ed. You're just doing that to throw L's in to try and trip me up this morning. To return to the PGA Tour in August. And after annoying his own fan base early in the week by claiming that losing to PSG in the Champions League last year wasn't the reason, but helped Liverpool lift the Premier League title, Arne Slot doubled down in those comments last night. Have a listen to this.
I said that it might, I used the word might, but apparently not everybody is listening very properly to what I say, has helped us that we lost against Paris Saint-Germain. We were not happy. I wasn't happy losing against Paris Saint-Germain. I wanted to go all the way with that team. That team was strong enough to win the Champions League as well. And we were by far the best team in the league. So we completely deserved to win the league. But if you are the best team in the league, then you have those players available. And this season shows that if we have to play many games, sometimes you can get injuries as well. And that's what I meant. We did not face injuries after we went out against Paris Saint-Germain. And some people wanted to make my world even more ridiculous, saying that we were 15 points clear. Yes, we've been maybe in one moment 15 points clear, but most of the time we were 8 points clear. And if you then face a situation of 3, 4, 5 injuries, it might have been more difficult for us, but we were the best team in the league, and we could have won the Champions League as well, and we would have loved to go to the next round last season. But this club, it hits us harder if we have injuries than the clubs we are in competition with.
Then it's an interesting one. Liverpool fans quick to point out they're 15 points clear in the Premier League when they're out to PSG. Listen, the fact of the matter, he's actually right what he's saying, but you know what I mean. But at the stage, I'm even surprised at that, because he should be sitting there saying, "What about my team tonight?
Yeah,
different class."
But what I don't understand about him is, like, he's putting himself in these positions because
I get it.
Sometimes they're saying too much in the press conferences and going into areas where you don't need to. Listen, you're 15 points ahead of anyone else, and you lost to a great team who went on to win it.
Yeah,
it's not an issue.
No,
stop going back and explaining.
I get
Your
it.
first season, you won the Premier League, fantastic. This season hasn't worked out. You've still got a chance of Champions League glory.
Absolutely. Well, you better believe they have.
Yep, stop looking
and
back.
Last night's performance, I saw him last night. Excellent. I could argue with the quality.
I was happy for Salah to score, by the way.
So was I.
Happy for him.
And do you know something? And you'll know what I mean by this. It was like an old Mo Salah goal.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
The last 4 or 5 months, he would have kicked the floor then.
Correct.
He would have, like, miskicked it. No power.
He had a chance over Marseille. I was in Marseille and he completely miscued.
Right foot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Completely miscued.
Verts again, not a goal.
Yeah. Verts again. Ekitike looks the real deal.
I like him.
He looks the deal, man.
I just don't get it, Ali, why they went and got Isaac. It's like Ekitike should have built the whole team around him.
Yeah.
Why go and get Isaac and you don't know who you're going to start? I think that's one of the mistakes Liverpool.
What he does, Ekitike, he looks really comfortable just kind of off that left-hand side, Gab. Not right through the middle.
Yeah. I love his link-up play as well.
Not exactly wide in the left, but kind of in between it.
He's got it all. The size of him, he's good in the air, he's quick, he can come off and you can link up play. And what's good, Ali, is that he'll go to the World Cup as well with France, because he's broke into the French national team ahead of, I think he'll go ahead of Mateta. And it'll just get better and better. And they've got a superstar there.
I think so, mate. 03717 223344. I'd like to speak to Liverpool fans, actually. Give us a call. I want to hear from you this morning. Do you think the negativity, and there is negativity, whether we like it or not, around Arne Slot is actually hindering your team? Do you need to back him and go and win the Champions League? Because I think, without doubt, you've certainly got a chance. Now, it was announced yesterday that Raheem Sterling's time at Chelsea had come to an end. His £325,000 a week contract was terminated by mutual consent. And Simon Jordan warned clubs not to go for the former England winger.
Got bombed at City, he's been bombed at Chelsea, he's got bombed at Arsenal. What's the common denominator? Raheem Sterling. Why would Crystal Palace want to sign a player that doesn't want to lift a leg, would rather sit there? I guarantee you wouldn't be so concerned about playing in London or living in London or working in London if someone came and offered him £500 a week.
Hey, hang on a second.
That's harsh. I mean,
Manchester City, what he won there, Ali?
Yeah.
Numerous league titles. Okay, Pep was changing it up. Didn't want him anymore. Not because he's not lifting the leg.
That's the line. That's the line.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
that.
the line when you let yourself down. You
Yeah,
can't say that. You
can't.
cannot say he doesn't want to lift the leg.
Ali, he went to Chelsea, right? Yeah. And started off okay, but then Chelsea changed their whole structure of the club. Yeah. They wanted younger players in. They didn't want the older players in. Okay, it didn't work at Chelsea. Went on loan to Arsenal. Arsenal, so many talented players. Let's be honest, didn't work there. Not because he's not lifting the leg, just out of form, not performing.
See there, Gabby? I watched him closely and he looked, if not lost, he looked as if he was really devoid of any confidence at all.
Ali, when did he make his debut? Was it 17 at Liverpool, whenever it was, 17, 18? Been playing for 10 years before probably the Chelsea move. Give the lad a break. He's done it all. Look what he's done for his national team. Simon, I don't understand what's going on with Sterling, but lifting a leg is like a poor thing to say. And I'll put Simon in that position. All right, Daddy, I'll put Simon in that position. Okay, you sign a 5-year deal and you've got 3 years left, say, or 2 years left. Are you just going to leave and leave your money on the table? No, you won't. And when they say termination of contract, I'll tell you something. If he's got a year and a half left, they would have given him a year.
Mm-hmm.
Year's money, there you go. Yeah. And then we're saving maybe 4 or 5 million on 6 months' wages. That's what would have happened, Ali. I've heard about these negotiations loads when I was playing. And Sterling's probably like, yeah, perfect. I'm going to sign somewhere on the free transfer. But not lifting the leg, that's the
line. That's the line. You're effectively accusing him of lack of professionalism, which is a big thing. Yeah. If we take the money aside, I don't have any doubt when he was on the pitch he wanted to do 100%. Well. He was attempting to do well.
And Ali, but
it didn't work out for him.
You give someone a contract, you stick with that contract as a football club.
Yeah.
He's got every right to say no.
Of course he has.
I signed a contract. No one forced you to give me 5 years. Ways. Yeah. No one forced. I've seen it at football clubs happen at Villa. No one forced you to give players contracts. If you did, and then the manager doesn't want them, no problem. Give me my money. Give me my money. Show me the money.
That's my point. Once you sign a contract, you should be happy to honour the contract. Likewise, if you're the club and you offer somebody a contract, then you're duty bound to honour the contract.
What's Sterling meant to do, LA? Don't want you. I've got 2 years left, Chelsea, can't you just leave the money? Okay, Chelsea, yes. I'm going to leave 15 million pounds on the table. I'm going to go and walk. I'm going to go and train at the local gym and just leave that money on the table. Come on.
Of course.
Real life.
No, it's not reasonable.
Simon, out of order.
What are you doing? You're Raheem Sterling. I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Going to play and enjoy football.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Whatever man is going to play me.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Wherever it is in the world, I'm going to enjoy. I'm 31. I won't play for my country again. It's hard to get a Premier League club again. I don't care if it's £20,000 a week, whatever it is now. Go and enjoy your football, mate.
That's where I'm, mate. Yeah. That's exactly where I am. But I even thought about the States, and I'm not a great fan of people going to the States early on, not early on in their career, when they still got a good bit to offer, if they can play at a higher level. States, somewhere in Europe, just go and just try and get a smile on your face and play and enjoy.
It's hard, isn't it? Because the reports have said that he really wants to stay in London because of his family. Look at Paqueta, going to Brazil for family reasons. Sometimes, Ali, it comes a time in your life you just want to be at home. How many players do you know have probably gone back to Scotland?
The fact of the matter is, when you put it like that, there's nothing, and we all know it doesn't matter whether you're a football player or whatever you are, there's nothing more important than your family.
So maybe it's a club in London, but maybe it's a bit away from
that's
London.
The case,
and you travel. I know there's players at Villa that live in London and travel daily to Aston Villa for training. Yeah. It's sometimes you don't want to leave your family where your family are. Your kids are at school. They're settled.
Get it.
At 31, absolutely. I can't blame him.
Correct. Effectively, it's a job, but your family's your family. And coming up, we turn our attention to Newcastle, a credible point, very credible point last night in Paris. But can the squad deal with the fixture congestion for the rest of the season? We will be discussing that next. Stay with us.
Corinthian Casuals are a team in the Combined Counties League Premier Division South. Despite that, they're one of the most important clubs in world football. Here's why. The club was formed in 1939 as the result of a merger between Corinthians FC and Casuals FC. Now, Corinthians FC were founded in the late 1800s when the FA's top brass were sick of getting pumped by Scotland every time they played them. As a result, a man called Nicholas Lane Jackson set up an amateur side which would bring in the best players who could all play for the national side. And it worked. It wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped that most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money. But instead of entering the league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. And it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil. And the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed, they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest football teams in Brazil. Now, they were global superstars, and despite not being professional, Corinthians drew in the crowds. Everybody wanted to play them, everybody wanted to watch them. So much so, they regularly played the winners of the FA Cup in what eventually became the Community Shield, winning most of the time. They actually inflicted Manchester United's worst defeat, 11-3, a record which still stands to this day. Now, fast forward to today, Corinthian Casuals still don't pay their staff or players. The ethos of sportsmanship is still at the heart of everything that they do. And even though they're a side in the lower leagues, if you make the trip to King George's Field in Tolworth just off the A3, you'll most likely bump into Brazilian Corinthians fans who often make the pilgrimage across the globe just to watch their founding team play.
Past 7, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark, saving your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Alan Gabby with you this morning. Just saw that again. I ain't having that penalty, Newcastle.
No way.
You know, so is it Barkiller that comes in?
Yes.
Right.
No way.
He's not even having it. Do you know what he does?
What?
As you would do. He sees it hit defender's hands and he tries to react by running on.
Yes.
Because it actually nearly comes back into his path.
I even felt sorry for Napoli, the one that was given. That's more of a penalty.
I'm with you.
But I'm still like, this is so harsh,
I'm
Ali.
with you, mate.
Nowadays, mate, you might as well just get your hands taped around your back and like run around without no arm. Like,
mate. Do you know what they're now asking players to do? They're asking players to keep their hands in an unnatural position.
Yes.
When you're playing the game.
Yes.
It's madness.
Even going up for a header. Say if someone gets in the byline and stands it up, going for a header, naturally your arms are going to be all over the place.
Of course they are.
Now you must be jump and win a header without your arms.
100%, mate.
Like,
I mean, I was actually livid when I saw the one given against him 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I saw that happen today. Beg your pardon, last night. And I'm thinking to
You
myself,
just knew though it was the penalty because it's different rules in the Champions League.
I went, surely not. I mean, I'm saying to myself, surely not.
Imagine Eddie Howe. Don't do this to us again. And when he missed, I was like, okay, that's a bit of karma, a bit of justice, 100%.
Thought so, mate. Now, on the way for you this morning, here's what we've got. Two-time Champions League winner Scott Carson will be here to talk all things City. And when I asked Scott if City can still win the Premier League or even the Champions League, I don't think there's any doubt. I know what his answer will be regarding that question. We'll ask Premier League and FA Cup winner Phil Jones about Michael Carrick's dream Manchester United start. What a start he's had. And if he thinks they're good enough to finish in a Champions League place. And comedian huge Arsenal fan Dara O'Brien, brilliant Dara, will be here to discuss the return of Mock the Week. And of course we'll ask him how many trophies the Gunners will win this season. All of that to come. But now, it wasn't to be for Newcastle last night. Tremendous performance, but it finished 1-1. But it was a credible 1-1 draw in Paris.
The list of permutations is as long as your arm, but it's easy for both Newcastle and PSG. Win and they make it, fail and they don't.
I thought we had to deal with a lot today. It wasn't just the opponent who are an outstanding team.
Ousmane Dembele runs up, hits it right footed. Save by McCoist.
Certainly the penalty decision against us I thought was really, really harsh.
Coutinho coming onto it, right footed effort, pass put in, and only 3 minutes after the penalty was saved, PSG take the lead. And it knocks Newcastle for now out of the top 8. They go down to 11.
Newcastle have got to stay in the game. This is a difficult period of the game for them.
Third, flicking it down. Oh, it's in. The equalising goal. Willock, it's got them back into the top 8.
But a really good attacking display in the second half. I thought we created chances.
As Barcelona take the lead, and that means that Newcastle are no longer in the top 8. They've now got to score. Right-footed effort hits the side netting. Harvey Barnes leaning back, falling off balance.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get a better chance than that Harvey Barnes effort.
But I think this is the real acid test for us coming here against a team that was arguably near enough their strongest team.
Full-time whistle goes, and neither PSG nor Newcastle are going to finish in the top 8.
Yeah, we're just looking at Gabby, that's what I mentioned.
Kvaratskhelia.
Injury, yeah.
Not a yellow card, it was an accident for sure, but
correct.
Those ones, Ali, could be like 2-3 months.
Could be anything.
Yeah, even
longer.
longer.
Well, look for him at Snow, because I think he's an absolutely tremendous player. Really enjoy watching him, mate. Yeah, that's right. You heard that there. A bit of heartbreak for Newcastle. Played well second half. Had Harvey Barnes scored later on, the Geordies would have grabbed a top 8 place. Unless I'm mistaken, it would have been at the expense of Manchester City, I think, who finished 8th. But anyway, good luck to City. They did well and get through. Instead, they'll have to settle for a playoff place against either Karabakh or Monaco. The only English club will have indeed a playoff place next month. And listen to these fixtures they have to face. This is all before the end of January, right? Listen for this. Liverpool away. City away. Twice. League Cup, obviously. Villa away.
Tough place to go.
Spurs away. Everton and Brentford at home. And obviously the 2 matches against either of the 2 sides have met. Right.
Do you know what producer Ollie asked me out there? Would you rest and play the kids against City in the Carabao Cup semi-final?
That is exactly the reason he's sitting there.
I said a semi-final, Ali. It's 2-0, not 5-0.
Gabby, that's the reason he's sitting there with a pair of headphones on and looks as though he's eating a big ice cream with that microphone in front of him.
Semi-final.
That's why you and I are in here at the cold face.
Semi-final.
I know, mate.
Like it's 6-0. Like it's 2-0.
Stoke City written all over him.
Yeah,
that's how it goes, mate. We're going to get a bit more on Newcastle and cross over to 2-time FA Cup finalist Warren Barton, who's made well over 200 appearances for the Toon. Warren, a very good morning, my friend. How are you, pal?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Well, we're great, mate. Listen, I mean, I thought watching the game, there's games going on everywhere for me, Warren, last night, but I watched the opening 20-25 minutes. I'm thinking to myself, hang in there. Ridiculous penalty decision again. And then I'm watching the second half. They could have won it, the boys.
Yeah, I thought the second half performance was fantastic. I think Eddie as well should take a lot of credit. People are still questioning him. It's been a couple of difficult games. Don't win against Wolves away. Aston Villa, Gabby, their team with their coach, they was excellent against Newcastle. But with the referee, how he was, like you just said, Ali, the decision for the handball I thought was poor. I thought his performance was poor. They can see the goal. They're up against it, but they showed a lot of determination. I mean, Hall and Miley was sensational. I know Big Dan Burns come back in and got man of the match, but I thought Botman was brilliant as well. And Russell, who we bought from Aston Villa, Gabby, I think that was his best performance in the black and white shirt. There was so many good things. I mean, Eddie as well comes under question about, has he gone as far as he can take this team? He goes in there with 3 at the back, changes it around a little bit, and the performance was excellent as well. And I tell you should get a pay rise. The kit man, whoever put that towel out for Hall to take the long throw, because that was obviously put there on purpose so he could dry the ball and launch it in there as well. So I just thought it was a really mature performance. And anyone that doubts Eddie should just basically shut up, really, because he's doing a wonderful job. You know, Champions League 2 years out of the 4 that he's done. They won a trophy first time in 70 years. He's having to shuffle the pack a little bit at the moment, and he's doing that. And I agree with Gabby. You can't. I mean, I don't know what Ollie's talking about in that little gantry room. You go out. It's two. You get an early goal. We spoke about Ali. You get an early goal against City, and you've got everything to play for. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Joe, as well, watching yesterday, what I loved about Eddie Howe was that he didn't care about dropping Barnes and dropping Anthony Gordon, going with Willock, Ramsey and Voltamade. But then when he made the change, it was just the right time, wasn't it? Because Gordon, I know he hasn't scored a Premier League goal from open play in over a year, but when he's at it and running at defenders, he's unstoppable, isn't he, Warren?
Yeah, there was obviously a plan, Gabby, just to say we're going to try and keep it as tight as possible. And once they start pushing forward, they're going to leave space in behind. I mean, Barnes has been phenomenal this season. Yeah. Gordon, we know about his potential and what he can do and that little bit of inconsistency. But I think we've all played with wide players that on their day are as good as anything around. So I think, again, substitutions was good. That's been sometimes a question mark with Eddie. He did it at the right time. I mean, don't forget who he's coaching against as well, and the environment you're up against. As I said, the referee, I thought, gave them a lot of decisions as well. So much going against Newcastle and Eddie at that time. So, you know, to get through into the knockout stages, and like you said, ideally, I think it would be Monaco who we're going to play, who we played way back in '97. So there's a lot of history there in that competition, and the Premier League is flying as well. You know, 5 teams out of 8 to qualify. So it was a good night for the Premier League and a good night for Eddie as well, because I think it took him to that next level as a coach as well. And I've said it to you before, Ali, that he has to grow into being a world-class coach, and he's doing that, you know, but it takes time. It takes time, and it takes nights like last night to prove to everybody, you know, what a good coach he is.
Well, I'm with you, mate. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm a massive fan of Eddie. I just think he's different class as a coach and the way he handles himself, the whole thing. You touched on the substitutions, which I thought were terrific. I think the key thing is, you look at top teams now, when they're making substitutions, they're not necessarily, they're not effectively weakening their side at all because of the strength that they have on the bench. And they had that with 20 minutes to go, you're bringing Barnes and Gordon on, and obviously Visa with 10 minutes to go. However, I would ask you the question, Warren, with this. I just mentioned the games they've got coming up. Liverpool away, City away twice, Villa away, Spurs away, Everton, Brentford at home, Champions League. Would you be a little bit concerned that there isn't enough strength and cover? They certainly had strength and cover last night in the substitutions, but is there enough?
Yeah, I do think there's enough. You know, Bruno Guimaraes, our captain, he wasn't playing, so you know he comes back to the equation. As I said, Marley's been sensational. You know, Trippier can come slide in at right back when he's fit. So yeah, I mean, and Eddie again has made it clear there's no money to spend. It doesn't seem like it in this transfer window. If there is, it's not going to be maybe what the Newcastle fans want. And I think that's where Eddie comes to his forefront and jumps in there and starts shuffling it around. He went 3 at the back where he normally played 4 at the back. But I just thought Botman, you've seen now come in and be a great save by Pope as well. So, Ali, I must say, I didn't realise you could jump as high as that when I see you jumping around next to Steven Gerrard. There's life in the old dog yet, my friend, isn't there? You can still get excited.
But you know something, Warren? I'm still, honestly, goodness, I think the angriest I've been at a football game was 3 years ago in that same stadium when that penalty got given against Newcastle, man. I was raging, absolutely raging, mate. Listen, it's brilliant to see you, and thanks again for taking the time to come on and see us this morning, mate.
No problem. Gabby, was he all right walking into the studio today? I did have a little bit of a limp.
He was limping a little bit, yeah.
Get some ice on it, you'll be fine.
Hammy's ain't what he used to be, mate. I can tell you that. Coming up next.
You both.
Thanks, mate. Coming up next is the saga you all want the answer to. Alex Bruce sensationally claimed that Ruben Amorim, I beg your pardon, never did his coaching badges alongside. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The truth is coming out next. I have seen evidence. And the highlight of that conversation there, even Warren Barton knows that Ollie, the producer, is talking nonsense.
No.
Right, talkSPORT Breakfast, Ali and Gabby with this morning. All the listeners know Gabby's one of the most beloved members of this talkSPORT. Love him dearly. Praise himself and his honesty. But yesterday, this was unbelievably called into question. Remarkably called into question. As Salford assistant coach Alex Bush joined the show and said Gabby had got it wrong about Ruben Amorim on his coaching course. Have a listen to this.
Ruben Amorim wasn't even on the course, so that tells you what Gabby's all about. So he must have mistook him for somebody else. So well done, Gabby. Nice to see he was concentrating anyway.
Oh my God.
I think he might have actually mistaken him for, you know, Thiago, the midfield player who played for Atletico Madrid. So he was a close one, Gabby. So well done, mate.
How come I'm not surprised at that at all, by the way?
Yeah.
I had the pleasure to manage Gabby as well, by the way. Wow. That was an experience.
Now, Before we get any further, the floor's going to be yours to defend yourself.
Thank you, mate.
But the one thing I will say to you, that Thiago does look a bit like Ruben Amorim.
He does, doesn't he? So, Ali, you seen what I was saying yesterday?
Yes, I saw it.
So, I typed it in my AI friend, Gemini, and it comes up. Ruben Amorim done his coaching badges in Belfast. Plus, Ali, didn't I not show you pictures?
I saw that.
Pictures of Amorim there as
they
well.
are. They're up there just now.
They're pictures.
I saw Ruben Amorim on the green baize in Belfast.
If you're watching on YouTube, you could see there's our Ruben on the coaching badges where I am at. Yes. Also on my course was David Martindale, is the Livingston manager. He was on the course.
He's a character.
Carl Henry, ex-Wolves midfielder, Craig Gardner as well. But the confusion was, that was my first year with Amorim. You do 2 years. My second year was with Alex Bruce, Chris Samba, Ben Jarney was on it.
How can you go for Ruben
JT's brother was on it, and Paul Terry, Lee Cattermole was on it. So that's what it was.
That must have been a far poorer year, that.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Bruce just wanted to go to the Belfast bars.
How
honestly,
can you possibly go for Ruben Amorim and Alex Bruce?
Ali, I'm trying to do my research, my prep during the evenings, and these guys are taking me dancing in Belfast. Drinking non-stop Guinness.
Listen, mate.
Alex Bruce is a bad influence on anyone.
Remember, mate, I know exactly what goes on in these coaching courses.
Exactly.
It
was like a stag do.
I have done enough of them, mate.
I would never lie about things like that. I might lie to Martin O'Neill that I didn't go out on a Tuesday night, but I wouldn't lie about Ruben Amorim.
But the things that matter. Yeah, we've all kidded a manager or a coach.
So there, all you texters and emailers, there, mate. Proof.
Exactly, and I've seen it, I've witnessed it. Katie, you're back with us for a bit of this.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Yeah, I was like...
Shenanigans.
See, I've never heard that wee jangle. I love that. You know, you obviously know what it's from.
Yes, the Muppet Show. And that's me doing the Mana Mana.
That's it?
Yes.
Well done.
Question for you. Who's your favourite Muppet?
It's got to be Kermit. The frog.
No.
Who are you going with?
Animal, the drummer. Remember Animal? You should go like that.
Yes.
Like the pig.
Miss Piggy.
Yeah, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
I also like Stadler and Waldorf up in the balcony, the two old moners, which Jeff and I get called occasionally, which it was some justification of me had.
Well, because of the Muppet Show, it means it's our favourite time of the week where we have some fun. This week's Shenanigans. And this week we are playing Finish the Lyrics.
Oh, no.
It's a Robbie Williams special ahead of his appearance on Drive later on today on talkSPORT. So the rules are simple. I'll play you a part of one of Robbie Williams' songs. And as soon as the music stops, you have to finish the lyrics. Now, you'll get no points if you simply just speak the words. That's nice and boring.
Okay.
You'll only get a point if you sing them. Okay. Thank you very much, Ali McCoist. So, Gabby, get your vocals ready.
Come on, Gabby, you can do
I get my favourite songs. I'm in big trouble.
And there's a bonus point on each question if you can also sing it in the right tune.
Oh, I can rule that out.
Yeah, all the best with that, by the way.
So no bonus points.
I would suggest I know you're a half full kind of girl, but your optimism is completely out of line there.
Well, let's see how you get on. Gabby, you're up first. Finish these lyrics.
And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. Oh, when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead.
And through it all,
she offers me.
That'll do, won't it?
No.
Ali, do you want to pick up and take
me protection? A lot of love and affection.
Okay, let's find out if Ali got it right.
She offers me protection, a lot of love and affection.
I love that song.
Yeah, I've got the first part.
I'll give you.
Okay, I'll give you a point each.
Tell you, but the reason I do know that, and I should know that, because I used to listen to that song. It used to come on the radio. I'd be travelling home just after midnight, right, without getting into too much detail. Travelling home just after midnight.
Where from?
Glasgow. But no. It was quite a sad one, actually. Okay. But I was travelling home from Glasgow for a long period, and that just when that song came out, it used to come on every night between 12 and 12:30. And what a tune.
Oh, wow.
What a tune.
Well, Ali, you're up next. Finish these lyrics.
I don't want to rock, DJ, but you're making me feel so nice.
I don't want to rock, DJ.
No, That's the incorrect. Can you save it here?
No, I cannot.
Okay, let's find out the correct answer.
Give us a bit of Metallica.
Making me... Oh, no.
Keeping me up all night. You were very close.
Making me feel so good or something.
I don't know. I was unlucky, but
You're unlucky. Gabby, your turn to finish.
Did you get a point for getting the wrong words in the wrong tone?
Zero.
It was in the right tone.
Yeah, but not the right words. It's the words first and then the tune if we're even lucky. Gabby, your turn to finish these lyrics.
Come on.
You know this one. Wait for it. Here we go.
Tell me. Is that wrong?
Tell me. Let's find out the
Tell
correct
me
answer.
to entertain you.
Let me.
Let me.
I was close. Let me. Tell me.
I'm giving you.
Tell me to
far.
entertain you.
Tell me. Tell me to let me entertain you. That's what it should have been. Tell me to let me entertain you.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Right, Ali, let's try and finish these lyrics.
Oh, no.
I just wanna feel real love, feel the home that I live in.
'Cause I just want much love running through my veins, going to waste. And I wanna feel real love and a love ever after.
No.
Yes, I'm going to give you that. Let's find out if you got
Wrong.
one.
It's life, not love. Who said love?
He's close.
Oh, that's harsh for you.
It says life.
I'm trying to get you a
Life. It says not love.
Stop looking at the answers.
You're looking at the answers.
I was going to steal it there.
I tell you what, I don't deserve. I don't deserve a point for singing it in the right tone because I definitely come down an octave for that. There's no way. With the greatest respect to Robbie, I wasn't going to do that to his song. That might be my favourite one.
Great
Okay, well, we've got a last one here, and you both are going to get involved. Okay?
I like this song.
We're going to finish with a little bit of love.
You seen the answers? Look at them.
Well, I can't see. I need context. Go on, sorry.
Okay, one last one for you both. Finish these lyrics together.
The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the night is so
What a tune.
And then you go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Let's find out if they're right.
Do you know where this tune reminds me of, Ali?
Do you know something? That went a whole lot better than I thought it was going to go.
You know what that tune, Ali, reminds me of? The Cray Twins film, Tom Hardy, Legends.
I'm going to tell you something.
Where the crazy Cray brother sings that when he's about to do a madness.
Tom Hardy
that tune.
has taken over from Matt Damon even, as my top man.
Yes.
I cannot get enough of Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's amazing.
Off that film, that's the part where he sings it.
He is
Is it
absolutely.
Ronald and he's just there dancing to it on the
Isn't he
film.
brilliant?
Unbelievable. What a tune, by the way.
A lovely way to end the game with a little bit of love and the bromance between you two. So let's find out who won.
Draw.
Ollie.
When you're ready, Ollie. Honestly, mate.
Ollie, any time today.
Ali McCoist wins 3-2. Congratulations. That was this week's Shenanigans.
What was it? What did he say again, Tom Hardy?
Shenanigans.
A shooter is a
Shenanigans.
shooter.
Yes. A shooter is a shooter.
Shenanigans.
This is embarrassing, this is. Right, so that's Robbie Owens live on Drive this afternoon. You
Ah, the kit man. One of the most important cogs in a football club's machine. But it's not just laundry and hanging up shirts in dressing rooms. Oh no, it's hours of dedication and a real love of the game. Every club does it slightly differently, but ultimately the kit man's the guy washing the training gear, repairing holes, cleaning boots, and that's before they even think about the match day. The day before a home game, a kit man will already be at the stadium making sure the kit is ready to be laid out, and if anything needs doing in terms of printing, stitching, cleaning, it gets done. On the day, the kit men are almost the first ones there in the morning. They're unloading kit from the training ground, medical bags, anything else a player or a coach may need between their arrival and full time. Once things are in full swing, they actually help with the warm-up too. When the whistle goes and the match kicks off, it's the one time a kit man can put his feet up. At full time, if they're at home, it's easy. All the kit goes in the washing machines, dries and is ready for use within the next 24 hours. Away from home, it's a different story though. If you're a kit man for Spurs, for example, you can't exactly use the machines at St James's Park. So it's back into the van, or onto the chartered flight, back to the training ground, wash everything there, and be ready to go again for the next game. Some might have to go to Europe a day later, so the pressure is definitely on. Working for a football club might look glamorous on the face of it, but we salute those who dedicate their lives to scraping mud off boots and washing a millionaire's underpants.
Yeah, Gabby, 7:34, Thursday the 29th of January. All sorts of messages coming in.
I don't want to know.
General public, and Gabby, there's not too many of them complimentary, sadly.
Of me?
No, about us generally, about the singing.
What we finished on a high. That was a hard one to know the words to.
We did. In our defence, we did not have a clue what was happening or going on there. So this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali and Gabby this morning. Of course, we are supported sensationally well by Arnold Clark's Real Sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. Right, time for a bit of boxing, and Tyson Fury is back. Fury will take on Makhmudov on the 11th of April in the UK. His first fight since defeat against Usyk back in December 24. Boxing promoter Frank Warren joined H&D yesterday afternoon and explained why this is the perfect comeback fight for the big fella.
Tyson has made it very clear late last year that he wanted to come back and fight. He wanted to fight in the spring, and there's a lot of work going on with people at Ring, and that's where it's at. He's now fighting on April the 11th against Makhmudov, which is a good comeback fight. You know, he's a good fighter. He's got a good record, and it'd be a great fight for Tyson to try and get the cobwebs out of his system.
Where are you with that? I must admit, I'm delighted to see him back. I'd love to see him in another fight as long as he's ready for it, and as long as the hunger and the desire and all that is there.
I think the problem is, Ali, boxers, and they'll tell you, you know, when they retire, they're probably like, oh, you know what, after 5-6 months, I want to go back and box. I miss it. I want to keep fit anyway. He said for his mental health, he has to keep fit.
Do you think that sport, Gabby, more than any other, is the hardest for them to put the gloves away, put the tools away? Because they still think they've got another fight.
How many boxers come out at 45, 50 and they're still doing exhibition fights? This will be a tough fight, though. I mean, we've got Dave Allen on later on, who lost to him. I watched that fight. And he's a tough, big lad. The size of him, Ali, trains with bears. So he's a big lad there. He's on the screen there, Ali.
Yeah.
He's a big lad. So it's a good fight for Tyson Fury. Not an easy fight, a tough one. And then hopefully maybe we can see the AJ fight in the future. But Netflix are taking over, Ali. It's on Netflix. Netflix are taking over. It won't surprise you that Netflix take over boxing for good one day.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate. We're going from one heavyweight champion to just a heavyweight, really. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crooks joins us for a bit of this.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment and business admin with ease all year round. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Rookies Roundup, right here every day. Rookies Roundup, which players are on their way. If an agent's got a story.
Hello, Alex Crook. What you got for me?
Crookie gets it first.
Yeehaw, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot.
Well, it's a very good morning. Crookie did say from one heavyweight champion to another heavyweight champion, but I took a bit of journalistic licence there. I hope you don't mind.
Morning, Crookie.
Good morning, Ali. Thanks for looking after Gabby ahead of his return to the big show tomorrow.
Listen, mate, before we go into all things transfer, before the window closes, you must have enjoyed last night, mate. There was some great football, bit of drama, had everything, really, didn't it?
Absolutely unbelievable. I didn't realise that Benfica needed that extra goal to keep their European season alive for the goalkeeper, who was time wasting literally 30 seconds previously. To come up and score a header like that was just incredible. And it's had its detractors, this new format, the Champions League phase, but the fact so many teams were involved last night, either in trying to get in the top 8 or just trying to get a playoff place, the jeopardy was absolutely incredible. I was watching Frankfurt against Tottenham for talkSPORT. That was one of the duller games of the evening because it was a bit too easy for Spurs.
Crookie, what about Marseille? I know we'll come on to English sides, but Marseille. Imagine that flight home from Bruges. Ooh, De Zerbi.
Well, I can imagine Roberto De Zerbi on that flight home, having dealt with him at Brighton. But on a serious note, I do wonder if that sort of jeopardised his chances of getting the Manchester United job, because he's one of the names being touted ahead of a summer move, and obviously going out of Europe at the first hurdle is not great on his CV.
Yeah.
Crookie, what about some of the transfer activity? I mean, well, I'm looking last night, and obviously really comfortable night in terms of the game and the result for Liverpool. Smash. I mean, it was just what the doctor ordered. However, right back again, Frimpong off injured. Would they be thinking about going somewhere in the market? I know they don't necessarily do temporary signings, Liverpool, but obviously what's happened to Conor Bradley, it's a position. Szoboszlai, I think, is a terrific football player, but I don't like seeing him at right back.
No, I think when you put him at right back, you lose so much in the midfield, because he's probably been the one player in a Liverpool shirt this season who's managed to maintain the high levels of last season. So I think he's a bit wasted there. At the moment, it all seems to be very quiet in terms of transfer activity. Obviously, they decided not to follow up their interest in Mark Gay, and he's a Manchester City player now. And you hit the nail on the head when you said they won't panic, they won't do anything for the short term. I think much like the message coming out of Manchester United, if they are going to do any business between now and 7 o'clock on Monday, when the window slams shut, because of course it never just closes, then it will be with a view to the long term rather than just seeing themselves through to the end of the season.
Crookie, what about the relegation battle? I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's where the most transfers will be within the next few days. Any more news on West Ham, Forest, Leeds United? Because it's such an important time for them to get the best squad possible.
Yeah, Leeds are still trying to sign Jürgen Strand-Larsen from Wolverhampton Wanderers. They had an offer in excess of £30 million rejected last week. Wolves all along have been asking for £40 million. You wonder if that might come down as we get nearer the deadline. West Ham have been busy already. They've signed a couple of strikers. They obviously got Adama Traore through the door yesterday for £2 million, a player that Nuno Espirito Santo knows really well. They're looking for a goalkeeper, and we've been reporting for the last 48 hours or so about their talks with Antonin Kinski at Tottenham. Forest, I think, will do business. They always do. Marinakis is someone who backs his manager. We know they're interested in Jean-Philippe Mateta. Evan Ferguson, Brighton striker on loan at Roma, is someone who's come on my radar in terms of Forest over the last couple of days. So we're keeping an eye on that. Wolves are trying to sign Angel Gomez from Marseille, the diminutive England international midfielder, but you wonder if other clubs higher up the table might come in for him. This January window, as you say, Gabby, tends to be one for the team scrapping at the bottom. Burnley have just signed James Ward-Prowse, which I think would be a good addition for them. Probably too little too late in terms of saving themselves from relegation, but at least they're trying to back Scott Parker.
good signings as well. Sorry, Ali, for Villa, getting Tammy Abraham in, and also Douglas Luiz, that both players will fit right into that system.
Yeah, they will. I'm doing the Villa game tonight, actually, on talkSPORT 2. Neither of them can play in that because they weren't registered at the start of the season. They can come back in the knockout round, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of side Unai Emery names tonight, because Villa don't need the points. But yeah, I think he just needed some bodies through the door, didn't he? Obviously, Ollie Watkins seems to perform better when he's got a bit of pressure behind him playing for his place. So I think that's quite an intelligent move. And Douglas Luiz, someone who knows the club well. But I have to say, Gabby, he didn't pull up any trees at Juventus, and Nottingham Forest were hardly sad to see him go.
No, I know. I think you're right, actually. I was be disappointed in some of his performances at Forest, to be brutally honest.
Well, maybe, Ali, you might see the best of him, and then a manager who got the best of him
I don't disagree.
2 years ago.
I don't disagree.
It might just be good with the proper coaching.
Happy with surroundings, I get that.
Don't get too desperate, Gabby.
What's funny, Crookie? You got a problem with what I said, Alex?
Crookie, what about the arrival of Semenyo at City? Clearly, Oscar Bob thinks his chances of a regular game would be limited. I think I'm right in saying Seville and Dortmund were interested, but Fulham, no real surprise. I'm moving on there.
No, I think that was always the plan once Semenyo came in, that they'd be willing to cash in on Oscar Bob. £27 million the fee, plus a sell-on clause, and also they've got matching rights, Manchester City. So if Fulham do decide to sell him down the line, they'll get first refusal. I think this is a good pick-up for Fulham. Somebody probably at this stage isn't quite ready to play regularly for a team right at the top of the food chain in Manchester City. But I think if you go back a couple of seasons before he got his injury, he looked a real talent. And this is the Fulham board backing Marco Silva, because, of course, he's one of a number of managers out of contract in the summer. So I think they had to be seen to do business in this window just to persuade Marco Silva that their ambitions can match his. Just a quick one, Crookie, Raheem Sterling. Gabby and I were talking about him earlier on. Obviously agreed the deal to leave Chelsea. Just go and find somewhere to play and enjoy yourself, because as Gabby correctly says, I think that the England international thing that ship sailed a while ago. You just want to see him go back playing, don't you? Yeah, you do. He's barely kicked a ball, has he, for the past 18 months, barring that unsuccessful loan spell at Arsenal. This one developed pretty quickly. When I was speaking to sources close to Raheem Sterling on Tuesday morning, they were saying, well, not much is happening in this window. He could have gone to West Ham, but he didn't fancy a loan move there. Fulham, as you've just mentioned, have moved on to Oscar Bob, but I think he's a much more attractive proposition now that he's a free transfer. Obviously, he can't command the wages that he did at Chelsea in excess of £300,000 a week. They've made a big saving by agreeing the termination of his contract. But he's only 31, Raheem Sterling. And I was looking at Jesse Lingard, who is also a free agent. There's talk he could end up in Brazil or maybe a return to England, having most recently been at FC Seoul. He's 2 years older than Raheem Sterling, Jesse Lingard. It feels like Sterling has been around forever because obviously he burst onto the scene as a youngster at Liverpool, but he's still got years ahead of him, and I hope he can find a club where he's going to be happy. There's talk of Napoli.
Exactly.
I think that'd be quite a good move for him because he's a talent, isn't he, Raheem Sterling? And it's been a bit of a waste the last 18 months.
Of course he is. Crookie, I think we just want to, and Gabby will be the same. I look at guys like Sterling and Lingard and, Dele Alli. You think, just guys, you've got so much talent. Just go and sort yourself, go and enjoy your football and go and play.
I think as well, when you've been maybe got a year, money, Crookie, year and a half left, maybe they negotiate, okay, we give you a year to go. So go and play somewhere, and if you're £10,000-20,000 a week, go and enjoy your football.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned those names. I've forgotten about Dele Alli, but those three players were all key, weren't they, to the England team that reached the World Cup semi-finals in 2018 under Gareth Southgate. And the decline has been quite rapid, certainly in the case of Lingard and Dele Alli. For Raheem Sterling, I think he just made the wrong choice by going to Chelsea.
Yeah. Crookie, thanks, pal.
What's up, man, Crookie? See you tomorrow, mate.
Have a good day, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers now. Yep, it's the Breakfast of Champions this morning. Here, I beg your pardon, before we go any further, here's what's coming up on Breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Can't be about Coon again. You must love that.
Oh, all day.
That is an all-time classic.
Oh, yes.
That song is timeless.
There's some songs out here that everyone likes.
Yeah, and this
is one of them, for sure.
Coon again. Great album by the best of Coon again. Don't mind it. I mean, how can I go from Rammstein to Killing again? That's the beauty. That's the beauty of music. Yes, indeed. This is the Breakfast of Champions this morning. We're bringing you a trophy-filled hour coming up. As double Champions League winner Scott Carson will join us, as well as Premier League and FA Cup winner Phil Jones. The boys will be joining us in the next hour or so. 11 major trophies between the two of them. Sporting trophies don't end there either. 2016 Masters champion Danny Willett will be joining us later in the show. Looking forward very much to that. And of course, I'm alongside the man who sensationally beat Andy Goldstein in the talkSPORT Darts Trophy.
Comfortably.
Well, absolutely. It doesn't say comfortably, but it should. Gabby's a champion ever in at talkSPORT for that moment alone. That was one of the great victories. That was our look ahead, all thanks to the quite brilliant Travis Perkins.
It's a celebration.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
Okay, what have we got? I'll tell you exactly what we've got. 7:51. It's Thursday the 29th of January. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. What do we know this Wednesday morning? Wednesday morning, I'll tell you right now. Thursday morning. But that's what we do know. We do know the script's wrong. That's the first thing we know. 5 of the 6 English sides qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League after finishing in the top 8. Newcastle, who played exceptionally well, were the only ones to miss out. Another bit of news, former heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury was back. He's looking forward to his fight with Makhmudov in the UK on the 11th of April as he ends his latest spell of retirement. And you can catch up on everything that happened in what was a crazy conclusion to Champions League phase last night. It was just brilliant. It was just absolutely brilliant. And that's the episode of the Daily Podcast as Adrian Durham is joined by Scott Minto, Alex Crook for all of the fallout. It's safe to say Scott Minto's a huge fan of the man who scored 2 goals last night, João Pedro. But I tell you right now, it's time for this. Yes, joining us in the studio is none other than Darragh O'Brien. Now, Darragh, before we get any further, a very good morning. Thank you very much for taking the time to come in and see us this morning. It's brilliant. What's it like being in charge of the show with the greatest music introduction from the Jam?
Yeah.
That's the big question they're all asking.
And the weird question about the show coming back is we had to go back and actually ask Bruce Hoxton, isn't it?
Bruce Foxton,
yeah. We had to go and ask him for the permission because when you're doing for the BBC, there's some sort of universal deal thing that they have. So we thought, we don't just get the music. So we had to go to your man, and luckily he said, go on. You can use it.
It wasn't too difficult to deal with. Bruce.
Yeah, he was fine. But there was, we could have not. There's a chance we could have come back with with totally different music. But no, we came back exactly as we were, which is nice. He was really cool about it and said, go on, you can use it.
Brilliant. Now the show itself, I mean, it's just fantastic. It's brilliant. It's humorous. We all enjoy it. What do you think the secret to it is? I mean, clearly we know it's humorous and it makes us all laugh and smile. But what is the secret to it?
The key is you book comedians who are desperate to get laughs. That's all it is. There's a whole thing about if we put the format in, if we change it, we tweak this, whatever. If you get 7 people, each of whom their self-regard, their esteem, their confidence is based on getting a laugh off the audience, they're going to do stuff. They're going to it's great. I mean, there's a tendency to overproduce these things as opposed to just book them and tell us roughly what topic you'd like to talk about. Yeah. But after that, our ego will mean that we won't. We're not going to leave that. We're not going to go. Look, you guys talk. It's great. You can chat among yourselves. Everyone is and it's not as much of a fight as it used to be. People are a bit cooler about it now because it was when it started 20 years ago. It was like young lads, elbows everywhere, just trying to get it. And now we've calmed down. We're a little bit more relaxed about it.
There's more to take the mick out of now.
It's weird.
Trump, for instance, must be in there.
Genuinely, I think
the gift that is
the news is accelerating. But Trump now is Trump. We tweeted Trump 4 years ago. It's kind of funny. Trump is saying stupid things, and no, it's not funny now. It's like oh hello. So it's all a brutal, dark thing. Yeah. But so Trump is not the light relief he was. About in 2016 at the and look at him saying drinking bleach for COVID. That it's not. It's all a bit more grim and there goes Greenland. So it's hardly knew yet. So it's but I genuinely think the news cycle has accelerated. Yes. Like in 20 years, there's a lot. Yeah. There were weeks we were doing stuff about a paper letter. Like there's one particular week like when we were trying to find, we were struggling for because it was quiet and stuff. Yes. Whereas now it's like endlessly, constantly, bam, here's more news, more news, bam, more news, like whatever it's got.
Well, tell us, we think we've got the best gig on the planet sitting there because we love a sport, right?
Yeah.
Football, golf, tennis, whatever it is, we sit here and talk about it. But you sitting there, what a gig!
That's great. It's fine. And also because I genuinely can step back because they've all arrived in armed to the teeth,
ready to go.
Yeah. And all I have to do is like step into it every so often, stick a hat in it essentially. Yeah, just go. Do you mean like boom? And I get to shine. And there's a whole latter part of the show when we do the recording where I'm just pressing a buzzer and they're just the other side of the room doing things, and I'm just buzz, buzz, and it's like, and people don't know the level to which I do me a pounce. I catch him with email. I'm like at the other side of the room, just doodling, going when they're doing the jokes. Like I'm absolutely the most relaxing half-hour in show business.
Well, it's the most relaxing half-hour in show business. What isn't relaxing is you at this moment in time, because you're just telling me you're all over the place.
I am all over the place. I am because we were already pre-booked into a tour, which is about 118 dates in. We've got about 50 more to do, and then suddenly they said, "Can you do this as well?" Now, luckily, we do it Monday, Tuesday, and obviously tour dates are usually end of the week. You do weekends in theatres, but we've managed to dovetail it, but like without losing anything. But there's 1 week where I do 5 days across Holland, and I literally do a show in Amsterdam. I get up, I got to get back from Amsterdam that day, do Mock the Week, the following day fly to Athens, all of which seemed like a lovely trip when it was me taking a day off in Amsterdam.
Yes,
And maybe I'll just relax again. Now it's like I got to come back here, do Mock the Week, snap out of 4 days in Amsterdam, and then snap back into being in Athens the following day.
And you've just been to a place very close to your heart. You've been
back in Dublin. I was back in Dublin doing weeks there. Like
I did a cycle last year for charity.
Yeah,
all the way around Ireland. It was tough, but it was fun.
Would be lovely. I mean, you've seen places. I never bother go to the other side of the country. There's rocky parts.
I'm in Scotland.
There's rocky parts of that, like whatever. You probably down to Burren and all County Clare, all that kind of stuff. It's lovely. It's great. But yeah, no, I'm very happy sitting in a pub in Dublin. It's got involving no bicycles at all. But it's lovely, and the place is just great fun. Like there's a point. I brought the family over, and we were staying in a hotel in town, and I said to my wife, I just duck out for an hour, and she said, go on. And you could see I need to, and I went to a pub I know, because Kyo's is a gorgeous pub in Dublin, had 3 random conversations with strangers, including a long discussion of the Cork hurling team and what happened in the dressing room of the All-Ireland final, like whatever. What was wrong there? We're 2 lads I have never met, we'll never meet again, but we were like, and then at the end, hugs, goodbye, whatever. And I remember going back to her, and she had the look of, like you've refreshed yourself. You needed to do that.
And you
thing.
turn around, the next guys want to talk to you about the nuclear physics or something like that.
Yeah. Random conversations with strangers.
We've not got you for enough time. I can't let you go.
You can't let me go.
I'm not letting you go.
Of course you're going to. It's only built up to this. Am I cracking under the pressure is what you're asking.
You can handle it.
Are Arsenal going to bottle it? That's the question.
This is the question.
They've never bottled it. They've never bottled it. They've always just been against better teams in the league, like whatever. That's my taking thing, whatever. I think they've always ended.
I actually think you're right.
I don't think they've ever ended in a place that didn't deserve to end. I think City were better each time, and last year we were Odegaard and Saka were out, so actually we were 73 points or something. So there's never a point where we should have, I think, by Destiny one. I mean, we got 89 points. City got 91. It was like, yes. I think this is the strongest squad we've had. I think and I think that will see us through possibly. But I think we have a better chance now than we had. But it's twists and turns and all that, like whatever. No one is having launching any parades, booking any buses like the. But I will say that, which is the thing that I'm loving this. This is the sense that we're supposed to be miserable and oh my God, it's awful that we're not. 5 years ago, we were like a shopping mall that came 8th in the league, right? And now we're competing all the time, and it's a great squad. We love watching them. I could do without watching as many low blocks as I sit through. There's a lot of that going on. I
know, but the irony of the Arsenal fans complaining now because they're only 3 points above us ahead at the top of the league isn't lost on me. I think it's a great time to be Arsenal.
Oh, it's a phenomenal time to be an Arsenal fan. Like, and even the year that we came out, we won 28 games. I mean, each of those was a very happy time to be there. So it's great. So yeah, and there's another one I love with people go, if it doesn't win it now, and I go, I'm sorry, what deadline do you know of that I don't know of? Like whatever's got. It's like there's like people in the sense of like there's a like Rangers Lost Ark. There's a giant ball just behind Arteta that at some stage if he trips, I don't think it's great. It's amazing to watch, and more kids coming through and grand. So all that stuff is feeding in. So look, you'll never catch me complaining because we are only, as I said, 5 years from when we were 8th and the place and it was languishing, and you kind of thought this club is. I mean, we're not going to. We could be. This could be who we are now. We could be just. We could be somewhere that the American owners are taking money out of, and it's fine. They've turned around, and the whole thing, the whole mood in the place is very different.
Brilliant, Darryl. Well, you'll know exactly what goes on in these headphones because you wear them enough. People shouting news.
Stop. Go to good news. Go to news.
Best of luck with the show.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming to see us, and continued success with the tour, mate.
A pleasure. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Everyone knows there are 20 managers in the Premier League, yeah? Well, actually, no. Around 3/4 of them are not managers. The terms manager and head coach are often used interchangeably to describe Premier League bosses, but they're actually two different jobs. So let's explain how and why. For years, fans referred to Mikel Arteta as Arsenal's manager, but I'm afraid technically...
I don't think so, no.
From his first day on the job, he was the Gunners' head coach. Let's pick a random moment in time, February 2025. Only 6 Premier League bosses actually held the official title of manager rather than head coach. Man City's Pep Guardiola, David Moyes of Everton, Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna, Southampton's Ivan Juric, Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace and Leicester's Ruud van Nistelrooy were the only actual managers of their respective teams. Everyone else? That's right, head coach, including Ruben Amorim at Man United. He took over from Erik ten Hag, a man who had held the title of manager. Might come as a surprise that Amorim's appointment marked the first time ever that Man United had a head coach instead of a manager. But to understand why they made that decision, you also have to get what the difference is between a head coach and a manager. A manager's got a huge range of responsibilities. They're not just in charge of training and player lineups, they're also heavily involved in player sales and transfers. Critical stuff. But a head coach's role is far more focused on team training and performance on the pitch. So whereas Ten Hag was highly involved with decisions around transfers during his tenure, the intention was that Amorim wouldn't be, at least not on the same level. And as the sporting structure at Man United changed under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, people like Sir Dave Brailsford took charge of transfers instead. How all those roles play out in practice may be slightly different at different clubs though. On the other hand, the contracts of actual managers like Pep or Moyes had no limits on their job role and their involvement with transfers and contracts. But those guys are actually in the minority now, and it's a change that's happened pretty quickly. In 2019, there were only 6 head coaches in the Premier League, but by 2025, there were 14. A clear indication that more and more clubs are moving towards a model where the guy in charge is actually only really in charge on the pitch. And the way things are going, it might not be long before all 20 clubs have got head coaches, and the job position of football manager in the top flight is no more.
Wasn't that great? I enjoyed that.
Yes.
I love doing something different.
I always
What
wanted
a
to
great
ask,
character.
And I wanted to ask him, we didn't get time, but have you got to be careful now as a comedian of what jokes you say? Imagine 20 years ago what jokes you'd get away with, Ali. Now they've probably got to be a little bit careful in the world we live in now.
Yeah. Rightly or wrongly, I don't think there's too many Bernard Mannings knocking about nowadays. I remember.
Ruthless.
Oh my goodness. I remember going to see Bernard Manning in the wee Rangers club next to Ibrox. And with Wally, with Mark Walters.
Yes.
And he pulverised Mark like you've no idea.
Yeah.
And Wally was brilliant. Wally was absolutely fantastic. Wally got a standing ovation. Bernard Manning ripped it. It was brilliant.
But that's the thing, when you go to those comedy shows, you want to sit at the back so they can't come for you.
Hide.
So they can't come for you.
Hide. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali and Gabby and Arnold Clark, saving your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Now we promise you a trophy-filled hour, and our first guest has a quite stunning career to Terry Gospel. Two times Champions League winner, 4 Premier League titles, 2-time UEFA Super Cup winner, Club World Cup winner, Community Shield winner. So along with his European success at Liverpool, Manchester City, he also played for Villa, Leeds, West Brom, and played in Turkey as well, to name a few, as well as England, with over 500 career appearances, 6 major trophies. The one and only Scott Carson joins us this morning. Scott, thanks for joining
Morning,
us, mate.
Scotty.
Very good morning.
Good morning, fellas.
Tell me
long time no see, Gabby.
Long time, mate. Top guy, top goalkeeper. I think you got me an assist one game, didn't you? I'm sure you did.
I've probably only had a couple of assists, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
So the first question, Scott, how are you enjoying life? What are you up to?
To be fair, I've been pretty quiet. Probably first 3-4 months. It was just it was probably just family time, just doing the stuff that I've probably missed for the past however long. But I've just come back from China, done a bit of work with Man City there, so that was good. Just to keep busy. So to be fair, I think probably the last 5-6 years at Man City probably helped me get ready for retirement, because I haven't just gone from playing week in, week out. I've been on the other side of it, so I've been training and watching the games and things. So I haven't gone from just 100 mile an hour to nothing. Yes. So I think that probably helped me a little bit. Good man. Listen, I had a quick look there. Absolutely remarkable career, Scott. Remarkable. What for you would be your special memories of your own, your highlights of your own career? Because I appreciate there are so many. I think obviously making my debut for England was obviously the highlight of my career. The one thing that I always wanted to do, and obviously you can name these. It goes, I suppose, it goes down as honours and stuff, but it's. When you didn't play them games, or you weren't heavily involved on a match day, it's difficult to accept them. So the personal things that I played in games or things like that is a bit more special to me. Yeah, good on you, mate. Listen, I'm going to ask you. You mentioned Manchester City, Pep. Little bit of a. I would probably describe it as a transformation in the team with change in personnel. And I think it's people would argue they should be there because of the money to spend and all that. But sometimes when you're changing personnel, it's difficult to maintain the standards that have got them there in the first place. I think City are doing that. I still think they'll fancy themselves, certainly in the competitions that they're in. Where do you see City at this moment in time, Scott? I think obviously the last 2 games are a big confidence boost. And after everything, after the Man City, the Manchester derby, I think everyone thought it was doom and gloom. And then you look at the table now, and it's the 4 points behind, and everyone knows in January, February, Man City's only going to get stronger. And I think this time of year, Pep, he's always said it. You don't win the Premier League in December, even in February, March. You win the Champions. You win the Champions League, or you win the league in May. So, to be honest, if I was Arsenal, I'd be pretty worried. They probably could have been 9, 10 points clear by now, and probably thinking it's going to be a little bit of easier running. But now they're looking over the shoulder and know that Man City is going to come with a big charge. Scotty, I want to ask you about Pep, because you know him very well, working under him. Will he be at Man City for the long run with this rebuild? I think he will personally, because he doesn't look like the sort of manager that will want to leave when he's not winning the big trophies. Would you agree on that? Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously as well, I don't think there was many people expecting him to stay as long as he has. But to be honest, if you look at it, where else would he go and have as much control and as it's for me, it just seems like his club now. I know he come from Barcelona, and he would say Barcelona's his club, but he's just transformed everything there. And to be honest, I wouldn't even like to say how long he could stay, because with him, it wouldn't surprise me if he done another 4 or 5 years, because the passion he has for it and how much he loves the club, it just wouldn't surprise me.
I'm watching him that touchline, Gabby, Scott, and he's hungry, man. He's motivated. You can see it. Absolutely, you can see it.
Yeah.
Scott, I tell you what I ask you, mate. Goalkeeper, couple of old goal scorers here. Tell me, close up. He remarkably, in my opinion, comes in for a little bit of criticism. The finishing last night from Haaland, I thought was absolutely genius. The way he runs through, just lifts it. What's he like? What sets him above being one of the best finishers and goal scorers I think we've ever seen?
Yeah, I think obviously watching that goal as well last night, people were talking the last week or two saying, is he struggling for confidence or what? And then you haven't scored a goal for a couple of weeks, and then you go clean through and just dink it. It just says everything about him. Yeah. I don't think he's. I think he's going to miss chances. That's probably the way he is. But he's always going to be there. He's always going to be in and about the box. But I think the goal yesterday just is probably the perfect goal for him. Someone just playing it through, him running onto it with his speed and power, and just a finish like that. I thought it was incredible, considering he was taking a little bit of stick, which is thoroughly undeserved.
Scott, listen, mate, brilliant to talk to you.
Look after yourself, Scott.
You have a well-earned and enjoy that retirement. Get your feet up, mate.
Yes.
Thank you.
All the best. Great goalkeeper, magic.
Great guy as well. Yeah. Like, you can see why he was at Man City for so long. The players loved him, Ali. Yeah. Like top guy off the field as well.
You can tell, mate.
Yeah.
Great goalkeeper. Scott Carson, How to Win the World Cup podcast. Goalkeeper special is available now. Excuse me. So make sure you check out that. And that's obviously with the quite brilliant Matt Ford. And he is brilliant, Matt Ford. Coming up, we've been discussing this morning whether we are destined for an all-English Champions League final. Yes, we are getting carried away. It's that time of the year. Dear. Enjoying this morning, pal. Really enjoying it. Yes. It's now 8:18 and it is Thursday the 29th of January, and this, of course, is talkSPORT Breakfast. Are you looking for a bit of entertainment in your drive home? Then I can tell you, look no further than the boys. Andy and Benty are welcoming the best-selling British solo artist of all time. There you go. The incredible Robbie Williams. Let's just hope he wasn't listening to Gabby and I trying to finish his Linux earlier. Hopefully he wasn't tuned in.
And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. Oh, when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead.
And through it all,
take me protection, a lot of love and affection.
I'm tired of your teachers and your schools to track.
You know this one. Wait for it. Here we go.
Tell me. Is that wrong?
Tell me.
Tell me to let me entertain you. That's what it should have been.
I just wanna feel real love, feel the home that I live in. 'Cause I got too much life running through my veins, going to waste.
And I wanna feel real love and a love ever after.
The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the night is so.
What a tune!
And then you go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I don't think there's any doubt we didn't really do it. You don't realise how bad it is in your singing either, do you?
Mate,
That's the terrible thing.
But we can go again.
Oh, no doubt we can go again. But the good news is it's time to get latest odds with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Steve-O.
Morning, Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Gentlemen, apologies. I'm still laughing. I mean,
Not sure.
What's funny, mate?
Steve, I'm not sure we did it justice.
That is some of the worst singing you will ever hear. If Big Al's tuned in, I mean, Big Al has got a bit of a voice on him, but
Steve-O, do you think Robbie's job's safe? Effectively,
well, I think it's very clear why Robbie Williams is going on the Drive Time show and not the Breakfast show. I think we can safely say that. Actually, don't really, when it was announced, wasn't it, last week, that he'd have more #1 albums now than the Beatles.
Incredible.
Listen to that and you're thinking, no way, come on, that's not possible. Actually, you just listen to a little snippet there. How many great
You forget,
pop
don't you, Steve-O,
songs?
sometimes?
Yeah.
Like
He's been around, Gab,
Exactly.
for a long time,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Ian?
Yeah. And Steve-O, we met him over by we met him over by in Washington. He was on the show with the boys, Andy and Benty, and I went in to see the lads. And you know some, what a top lad as well. Brilliant boy, loves his Port Vale, loves his football, and just a great lad. But what a success story, mate! What a success story. Now, talking about success stories, you must have loved last night, mate.
Yeah, do you know what? I heard you saying about, this format. It might have been Crookie saying, the questions are still there, maybe from some people. I think it's great, and it led up, obviously. And we're watching you in the studio last night, Ali. And I thought you said something that I agree with totally. And you mentioned Liverpool. And for whatever reason, they're not firing in the league this year.
Yeah.
But in Europe, it just looks a different...
Same?
And, well, yeah, I mean, you're right, Gab. But what I would say is, I think, and Ali, I don't know if you agree, Liverpool at 10-1, I think, are massive players in this Champions League.
10-1, absolutely they are, mate.
But I just, that performance against Marseille last match game was superb. Say what you like about Karabag. Karabag have qualified for the, for the next stage anyway. They've had a good season. They were not pushovers. Tottenham are 33-1 shots, Gab. So we're not convinced that,
I'm not. I mean, they've done better in Europe than the league. That's all.
Absolutely.
Not favourites at all.
Absolutely. Chelsea are 16-1. Then, as I say, Liverpool 10, Manchester City 15-2. And, of course, the shortest price of the English sides is Arsenal at 7-2. With Bayern Munich 9-2, 15-2 Barca, 15-2 the holders PSG, 10-1 Real Madrid. But these are teams, PSG, Real Madrid, have got that extra game now. But so much excitement last night. The table was changing constantly. It took a lot of keeping up with. But If I had to put you both on the spot at this stage at those prices I've mentioned,
Arsenal.
Where would you pound each? Would you stick with the favourites, Gab?
Yeah, I really would. I just feel this is their season. Yes, up and down, but to win every game.
So you think they will win the title and the Champions League?
Yes, I do, mate. Yeah.
It's amazing. That would make. Well, I've already said I think they'll win 2 trophies this year, Steve. I definitely think they'll win the league. I really do. I'm not sure about Champions League. I'm sticking by my original fancy at the start of the tournament, and I've not seen anything really that's given me a lot of confidence, and that is PSG. I just think they've got another 2 gears to find. I think they're going to have to find them. I think they're capable of finding them, Steve. But I just think when it comes to the nitty gritty, where I think they've got an advantage, Steve, I said it last night, I think they are completely confident in their own skin in terms of league title.
Yeah.
And I cannot underestimate how the big effect that is. Arsenal can't, Liverpool can't, Tottenham can't, City definitely can't as well, Chelsea can't. These teams are looking at every game as life and death. They've got to pick up points. I think it's a benefit to teams like perhaps Munich and PSG that they can. I'm not saying take their foot off the gas in the league campaign, but you know the point I'm trying to make.
I think Man City as well, because Semenyo and Gahey can come into the next part of the tournament. Diaz will be back later on in the season as well, so they'll have a strong team, Man City, coming to the last stages of the competition.
What about tonight, Steve? I mean, moving on swiftly to the Europa League, we've got it all to do again. It's just fabulous. The football's great, mate. It's fantastic.
It is. And let's start with Gab. Aston Villa are 3-1 favourites to win the Europa League, Gab, which is absolutely as it should be. 4-9 to win. Are you there tonight, Gab?
No, I'm not, mate. No. I'm on tomorrow, so I'm not there. But I think he makes a lot of changes tonight, so I'm not sure I'll back Villa tonight because I think he's going to protect a lot of players.
Yeah, but you've got a good squad now, Gab, and he's doing such a good job. Emery's record in this competition is superb.
Incredible, isn't it?
4-9 to win. Salzburg just a shade under 5-1. The draw a shade under 4-1. Celtic, they need a win. 4-11 to get it, which will always be great for them to progress in this 6-1. Utrecht, which leads me on, Ali, with Rangers. Nothing to play for.
Nothing to play for tonight, Steve-o. Nothing to play for tonight, my friend.
That's what I mean. Sorry. They have got a league now to concentrate on.
Off air, Steve-o, Ali said to me, wants Celtic to go through.
So it occupies them in the league.
Controversially, Steve. Controversially. I actually wouldn't mind our friends from across the city winning this evening.
I could see the grimace as you said that.
It's agony.
But look, Porto, no surprise, 2-7, 7-2 on to win. Rangers a big price, 17-2. And Nottingham Forest. Now, they're the interesting one, Gab. West Ham have hit a little bit of form in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest cannot afford to get dragged any further down the table. How seriously do Forest have to take this game tonight?
Yeah, but you look at the table, it's going to be difficult even if they win. Goal difference and stuff, they might not even get top 8. So you'd say playoffs for Forest, it will be 2 extra games, which they do not need because West Ham, bringing in new players, they're up for the fight, West Ham. And I fear for Forest a little bit.
Now, 1-2 to win at home tonight. But as I say, it's going to be fascinating how they progress. But I think, look, what we can agree, particularly with that Champions League, is absolutely mouth-watering from here on in.
Steve-o, brilliant, pal. We've got Leopardstown to look forward to at the weekend as well, mate. You enjoy your couple of days coming up, mate.
What's up, man, Steve-o?
Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, fellas.
See you, pal. Take care. That, of course, was Steve-o from Coral. Brilliant. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, gambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Okay, coming up, the superstar guest just keeping it coming this morning on talkSPORT Breakfast. Premier League and FA Cup winner Phil Jones will join us to talk former teammate Michael Carrick on what a start Michael has had at United.
the kit man, one of the most important cogs in a football club's machine. But it's not just laundry and hanging up shirts in dressing rooms. Oh no, it's hours of dedication and a real love of the game. Every club does it slightly differently, but ultimately the kit man's the guy washing the training gear, repairing holes, cleaning boots, and that's before they even think about the match day. The day before a home game, a kit man will already be at the stadium making sure the kit is ready to be laid out, and if anything needs doing in terms of printing, stitching, cleaning, it gets done. On the day, the kit men are almost the first ones there in the morning. They're unloading kit from the training ground, medical bags, anything else a player or a coach may need between their arrival and full time. Once things are in full swing, they actually help with the warm-up too. When the whistle goes and the match kicks off, it's the one time a kit man can put his feet up. At full time, if they're at home, it's easy. All the kit goes in the washing machines, dries and is ready for use within the next 24 hours. Away from home, it's a different story though. If you're a kit man for Spurs, for example, you can't exactly use the machines at St James's Park. So it's back into the van, or onto the chartered flight, back to the training ground, wash everything there, and be ready to go again for the next game. Some might have to go to Europe a day later, so the pressure is definitely on. Working for a football club might look glamorous on the face of it, but we salute those who dedicate their lives to scraping mud off boots and washing a millionaire's underpants.
Panic when a man's got to go and a man's got to go.
You scared me then.
Everybody at ease.
You scared me then.
Everybody at ease. Well, you're a veteran at it now. You can have it no bother.
If it happens again, I think they'll get rid of me. That seems to be the problem.
That's all, mate. You handled that situation last week very, very well. 8:33, Thursday, 29th of January. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby here this morning. Arnold Clark, save on your next car in the real sale. It's UK's biggest used car sale. Right. What a morning we've had so far. Really enjoyed it. None other 2 times Champions League winner Scott Carson joins a little bit earlier. And the trophy winners just keep on coming. A man who has won the Premier League, FA Cup, Europa League and represented England twice in the World Cup. It's time for this man.
Anderson loses out. Modric into the centre. Ronaldo is free inside the 6-yard box. He's blocked by Jones and then by Evans, and somehow it's scrambled away.
Brilliant, Phil Jones. Absolutely brilliant.
Coming forward on the left-hand side now is Nani, switches the ball across and United have got the lead. And that is a fantastic start for them. And Phil Jones is the man.
I once gave Phil Jones DJ lessons.
DJ?
No way. Yeah, and I went up to his house and he had like all the decks.
20 league titles. Manchester United, for the first time in 12 years, the winners of the FA Cup are Manchester United.
Manchester United have won the 2017 Europa League.
Winning the Premier League, winning FA Cup, winning Europa League, be present on 2 World Cups, all the credits for his career.
Yes, that's correct. I'm absolutely delighted to say that Phil Jones is joining us right now, and he's out at the brilliant Icon series. Phil, very good morning to you, mate. How are you?
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, chaps. Good God, you maybe sound like a good player on that intro.
Oh, listen, mate, perfect. I don't know where you are at this moment in time, but I tell you what, it's not London. Look at that background, mate. How is it?
To be fair. Toasty. Factor 50 on.
Ah, brilliant, mate. Tell us a little bit why you're there and what's happening.
Yeah, no, listen, the Icon Series has been something that's been going on for a while. The golf, some big names here, some big hitters, and we just love competing. There's some top class golfers here. The course is amazing, immaculate. It was last year. It is this year. It's cooled down a little bit this year, but still pretty toasty for me anyway.
Do you know what's brilliant, Phil? I'm looking at it. I mean, there's some, as you correctly say, there's some serious standard of golfers here, scratch and one and things like that. But also, I mean, it's a kind of, it's pretty fair, because the last time I looked, there was handicaps on about 12, 13 as well. Is that the case?
Yeah, no, I think it's come down a little bit this year, especially the Worlds team. I think they've got quite a few low handicaps in there. Obviously, they recruited Gareth Bale, who's a top golfer, and a few more. So, listen, it'll be tighter this year, but I still think we'll do them. Listen,
mate, you know better than me at the golf. There's no harm in having a wee 12, 14, 16 handicapper in your squad, man. That helps you out.
It does. Not wrong.
Brilliant, mate. Listen, I want to move on, if I may, have a wee chat with about Manchester United. And I've got to say, mate, and you'll have watched it yourself, Michael came in, that was obviously a big talking point, replacing Darren, temporary manager and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The two, not just the two results, but I think more than that, better than that, the two performances against City and Arsenal would probably be, I'm suggesting, beyond every United fan's dream, because they've been terrific.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. I think, when he took over, there's probably looking at the fixtures and two really, really tough games with City and Arsenal. But I don't think it's the fact that they won. I think it was the way they won, and how they won. And tactically how they got it spot on in every game, and I think it's worked to their advantage in terms of playing on the break, having the pace on the break, and those attacking transitions to hurt teams. But I think they got it absolutely spot on. I think it's the best I've probably seen United out of possession as well. Players find it struggling to get into the pockets and get turned, playing it through the lines. There was none of that in the two big games in recent weeks. But listen, this is beat both of them top teams, but now it's about sustaining momentum, creating that winning habit again. And like you said, I think for the fans, it's been difficult for the last few years, but brilliant for them as well.
Phil, someone that stands out for me for Manchester United, especially the last two games, is Harry Maguire. I mean, some of the stick he's got over the years has got personal, definitely on social media. And his mental strength, mate, must be like so strong to get through that. And he's playing some of his best football this season.
Yeah, I know him really, really well. Brilliant character, fantastic player, huge mentality to come back from the criticism that he received and everything surrounding and the talk about him. What a player! He's strong, he's aggressive. He's not just strong and aggressive. He's got the ability on the ball as well. And picks the passes and starts the attacks. But I'm delighted for him because he's a great lad off the pitch, really humble. A top family guy, but most importantly, he's a top footballer as well. And if we're talking about the World Cup squad in the summer, I can't imagine if he carries on like that. I can't imagine a World Cup squad where he's not in it.
Phil, tell me, mate, what do you think the biggest changes? And I know we're not getting carried away. There've been two great performances, but what do you think the biggest changes are with Michael? Is it really as straightforward as going back to a four, return of Harry, Shaw coming in, Martinez, a bit of form coming back for his injury? Is it just a bit of shape and a bit of belief?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at everyone can talk about the system previously. Maybe there was players playing out of position and not in their favoured position. I think maybe in certain games you can get away with one or two, maybe not 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But what Michael's come in and done is he's had a connection instantly with the players. He's somebody who the players have ultimate respect for. I think what he brings is ultimate clarity, and that's the biggest thing for me. Everyone knows their job going onto the pitch. Everyone knows what they have to do individually and collectively in and out of possession. And I think so far you've seen that come to fruition. And look, he's calm. You see him on the touchline. He's calm. He's humble. He's not racing up and down the touchline. I think the players feed off that. And listen, I think sometimes certain clubs and big clubs, maybe sometimes they can be overcoached. But I think what Carragher's has done, and he's got it spot on. I think he's got the right team around him. I think Steve Holland coming in is a brilliant appointment. I remember my time at England when he was there, and he's brilliant on the grass, spot on. And the other people to complement him as well. So I think all round he's got the good balance there that he needs to succeed. And like I've said previously, if he carries on, winning games and the manner that we're winning games, and they'll find it hard not to give him the job at the end of the season.
What do you think, Phil, that Manchester United are missing? Because going forward, I mean, Dorgu has been fantastic. He's out with a hamstring injury now. So you've got Cunha will probably come back in. You've got Fernandes, Diallo, I really like as well. Siesko and Mbumo. So attacking-wise, they look good, don't they? But do you think it's maybe more centre midfield, a defensive midfielder?
I can agree with that. I think if Bruno's going to play in a higher position and Kobe's going to play that sixth position, then and Casemiro obviously now announcing that he's leaving at the end of the season, I think that'll be sort of a position they'll potentially look to dip into the market, a six, somebody who's going to can build, but also be that destroyer in there as well, and somebody who can get about the pitch. But I think when you look at the squad now, I mean, it's madness. You look at the squad now, the last two games, and everyone's fit, everyone's available. You know, it's tough. It's tough to get a game now, and that's what you need at Man United. That's what, you know, the competition for places has always been massive. But I also think what Michael's got as well is the ability to help the players who aren't playing. I think you've seen that with Cunha, the way he came off the bench against Arsenal, and that's a big trait to have, a manager that can make you feel a huge part of the club, maybe when you're not potentially starting every single game. And we look back at Sir Alex, I think that's what he was so good at, and obviously Michael's brought that as well.
It's funny for looking at, because I think from the outside looking in, I think one of the most important things, I look at the signings, and I look at Cunha, and I've mentioned it before, and Mbumo in particular. Now, I think there's been players who have come to Manchester United and perhaps not handled what it's like to play for Manchester United, because don't get him to say it's a big thing, it's massive, it's different, one of the biggest clubs in the world. But I look at Cunha and I look at Mbumo, mate, and straight away they look to me as though they belong there. They've got, I'm not to use the word arrogance, it's not an arrogance, it's a belief in themselves that they should be playing at that stage.
Yeah, but I think you have to have that arrogance. You have to have that confidence about you. You have to walk into Man United and think that you're a top player, because otherwise it can eat you up. Listen, I've said all along, being at Manchester for a long time, it is, you know, it's pressure, no doubt about it. It's a heavy shirt to wear, but my God, if you get it right, it's a rewarding one at the same time. And hopefully, we've seen in the last two games, there's big improvements and better days ahead.
Phil, we've seen Mourinho last night with Benfica, last-minute goal, goalkeeper scoring, incredible scenes. You enjoyed your time with him at Manchester United. Can you give us a bit of an insight on what he was like as a manager?
Yeah, again, I mean, when he came in, you know, I wasn't a starter. There was a few games where I wasn't even making the squad. But that was a time when I didn't have to feel sorry for myself and, you know, get the violin out, and I need to work hard and knuckle down. I think he respected that, and he respected what I'd done previously. But he was brilliant. I really enjoyed my time. I think, you know, there was a period where me and Marcus Rocco played at the back, and I think it was like 24, 25 games. I think we nearly had 17 clean sheets, and he just, you know, we built such a good relationship up. But he was brilliant. Now he had that ability to. I remember one cup game, I was playing every game, and he understood sort of the pathology of my knee, and maybe playing 3 games a week wasn't the best. And, you know, he'd bring you into the side or ring you up and say, listen, Phil, don't need you at the weekend. Take the missus out, take the wife out, have a drink, see you Monday. And just little things like that. He had that relationship with the players, and every single one in the dressing room. And look, he's Marmite. You either love him or hate him, but I certainly enjoyed my time underneath him.
Phil, you wouldn't have played with too many goalkeepers who can head the ball like that, have you? Oh, dear me.
I'd like to head the ball like that myself, to be fair. No, great header. I mean, I've seen a clip, because obviously we're 7 hours ahead here, so I've seen it this morning. But amazing scenes, you know, something that he's renowned for. He always produces 1-2 a season where, you know, he reignites his special one tag. But no, brilliant and pleased for him, really pleased for him.
Phil, listen, mate, I'm looking at some of the names out there, some brilliant names. Yes. You have a fantastic time. Tell all the boys we're asking for them, mate. Yes. Enjoy it and play well.
Thank you, mate.
Will do. Top man. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Phil. All the best, mate. Brilliant, that is. United defender Phil Jones out at the brilliant Icon series in Bangkok. You think you boys will be enjoying that, no?
Yeah, I think JT's out there, isn't he? Bullard. They're having a time, but they'll be competitive, Ali.
I'm going to tell you, there's a few tasty characters out there.
They'll be competitive, I'll tell you that.
I'm going to throw a couple of tasty characters. Fowler.
Oh.
Tasty character.
Yes.
Yeah. On and off the course.
Spicy.
On and off the course. Gianola's out there. Yeah. Shevchenko, he's meant to be brilliant. Gianfranco Zola's out there. Yorkie's out there. Gabriel Batistuta.
I remember when we played against Shevchenko when he was at Chelsea, and I was just like, growing up, watching him at AC Milan and Ali. Just that name, Shevchenko.
Loved
it's
it.
legendary.
Different class.
Looking at him thinking.
I mean, was it Rebrov? His
I
wee
want your
sidekick.
shirt. I want your shirt, but I didn't have it in me to ask him. Legendary player.
Great player,
Shevchenko.
Different
And when he
class.
dinged that penalty.
Oh, different class.
For AC Milan, was it the final?
Yeah.
And the keeper caught it down the middle.
Dudek just stood his ground.
Stood there.
Tremendous. Still to come in breakfast, Gab.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Yeah, what a show we're having. Our trophy, and it's just going to continue. Our trophy hour continues as the 2016 Masters champion Danny Willett will join us to discuss live golfers and players that are starting perhaps to move back to the traditional European and PGA tours. He, of course, is at the Icon Series as well. He's coming next. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins. Hiya.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
8:49, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. Delighted to say that the huge guests between 8 and 9, they just keep on coming. Incredibly, this April, this is unbelievable, marks 10 years since a man from Sheffield conquered Augusta.
There is the winner. He can celebrate now, Danny Willett, 2016 Masters champion.
Absolutely delighted to say we're joined now by a man who will be welcomed back to Augusta every single April for the rest of his life. It's a very, very good morning to 2016 Masters champion Danny Willett. Danny, good morning, mate. How are you?
Good morning, Danny.
I'm all good, and you boys?
We're brilliant, Danny. Now listen, before we'll go on to, I want to remiss and go back and talk about the Masters, but before we go any further, mate, how could you possibly get yourself involved and captain a team with the likes of Fowler, Bullard, Ince, Terry and Sheringham? I mean, there's no coach, there's no manager alive could take on that job, mate.
It's all right. Maybe not in the dressing room in football, but in golf, actually, it's funny. Their ears prick up and they actually start to listen a little bit when we talk golf. It's all right.
Well, it's amazing because the one thing they do, and that's what we're talking about it, mate, as you can imagine, they're competitive, right? And they're taking it ever so seriously.
It's not shocked me, hasn't it? They are 12 unbelievably competitive individuals that I've got in this English team, against obviously 12 real competitive, rest of the world guys. But yeah, they're all real good golfers, and we're in for a couple of really feisty days, I think, of some golf. There's obviously some rivalries going on from last year. A couple of new guys in. They've obviously tried to recruit the likes of Bale and the guys to come in and try and help rest of the world team. But yeah. We're in for a brilliant couple of days. It's obviously going to be full laughs, in and around it. But on the golf course, these boys are desperate to win. So yeah, should be good fun.
Danny, never mind the players. The players are enough. I see a potential Wenger and Ferguson going on with you and Thomas Bjorn. Tell me, you want to put one over on him, mate?
I do. Tom's got some good experience in team golf, as we all know. He's a highly decorated Ryder Cupper and Ryder Cup captain. My Ryder Cup time wasn't as fruitful as I'd have liked. But yeah, I've got 12 brilliant individuals. We can try and draw on that aspect and bring them together. But yeah, it's going to be a fun-packed few days.
How good is JT? Because all he goes on about is how good he is at everything. Is he one of your better players?
Yeah, JT's in the top three. We've got. It's, again, handicap systems, however they work. He's a good player. I've seen JT play. I've played with him. Bullard's obviously probably our number one boy. Sharp is sneaky. Teddy's a good hitter. I've been up and down the range the last couple of days trying to have a look and stuff. And the boys all look good. I think it helps. It's obviously 30-odd degrees out here and they've not got 10 layers on as when all the videos they've been posting from back home. But the boys look good, raring to go. We've obviously got different levels of enthusiasm and confidence versus abilities and bits like that. So, Bullard's there and enjoys a chit chat to the guys. So it'll be interesting, I think, to see how he kind of gets on this week.
We've got a bit of interest, I've got to say, Dan. There's a few of the guys been messaging in that are coming along to watch. So I take it it'll be well watched. It'll be well supported as well.
Yeah, it will be. Here we're in Rainwood Park at Robbinswood Golf Course in Thailand, and this place is unreal.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone is around, it's definitely worth coming down. You're going to get to see some good fun golf, some real good competitiveness, and obviously for the millions of people that watch football around the world, you've got 24 iconic footballers from the last kind of couple of decades that have been in World Cup winning teams, Champions League winning teams. I mean, it's unreal, the guys that are here. So yeah, we are really set for a couple of great days at, probably one of the most spectacular venues that I've ever been to.
So I'd imagine Jimmy Bullard will be the one to get in Gareth Bale's head, maybe, to stop him.
Jimmy likes a chat. Jimmy likes a chat, and it's funny because Gareth's slightly more reserved, isn't he? Yeah. So we're going to see some good Yorkies. Yorkies, obviously, for the rest of the world team. Yorkies in this year, hell of a player. It's going to be. I know last time was a bit of a blowout. I think it's going to be really, really close this year. Both teams want it. Like you say, they don't like losing, regardless of what they're playing, what they're doing. They don't like losing. And this is when you're playing 1-on-1, 2-on-2 in the formats we're going to play. Yeah. It's going to be really good fun to watch. Luckily, I can sit in a buggy and kind of cheer them on and give them a few tips here and there and see how they get on.
Good for you, mate. Listen, I want to ask you, Bruce Koepka recently left Live Golf, becoming the first major winner to leave Live. He obviously joined in 2022, but left in December, a year of his contract to go. Caused quite a stir as the PGA attempted to lure back Live's big hitters, John Rahm, DeChambeau and Cameron Smith. They've said since that they're staying with Live Golf. Was this a massive step? Did you see this coming?
No. It's tricky, isn't it? I've kind of never really been, one-sided. I've got my own, and so be it. I've obviously got loads of friends that stayed, so I've never been really outwardly saying anything about it, and I don't know what it says for any of the tours. All I know that for the PGA Tour, it's a hell of a big name coming back. Brooks is a good friend of mine, and he is a world-class player. 5-time major champion is. There's not many 5-time major champions in the world. So I think it's a real bonus for the PGA Tour. Obviously this morning with P. Reid, the same scenario. I think for the DP World Tour, him having to play his full year or at least the next 9 months on the DP World Tour before getting his reinstated on the PGA Tour is, again, it's another win for the DP World Tour. But, I don't think it means anything more than that. It's just, at that certain time, the guys, again, wanted to change and wanted to come back to the different tours. So, again, the golfing world this last 4 or 5 years has been strange. For me, who's been able to be part of both tours for many years, it has been a bit of a whirlwind. So, hopefully there's some steps there as to where the fans, which is the most important side of it, for everything, for TV, for the sponsorships, for tickets, we'll get to see the lads play more together.
Dan, it's when you speak about the fans, and we all absolutely love a golf. And you're over there at a kind of team event, which is fantastic. And I want to talk to you about the team event, Ryder Cup. What is it about the Ryder Cup? I mean, the Ryder Cup is absolutely, it's up there for me. It's up there with the World Cup and the Olympics as a sporting event now, Danny. For me, it really, really is. And I look at the players competing, and they just seem different. Is it all of a sudden they've got a responsibility not just for themselves when they play in tournaments, but they're representing each other, they're representing their countries, they're representing Europe? Is it that added incentive, one of these things that makes it such a special event?
I think this last kind of 5 or 10 years has really seen a difference in how it's been. I think fan participation's gone through the roof, sometimes too far, as we saw. But it really has become, for me, obviously I'm going to be a bit biased, but one of the best sporting spectacles. Obviously happens every 2 years. Yeah, it's the 12 best guys from Europe against the 12 best Americans. It's obviously, I know that you've got the 4 balls and the foursomes, so you've got 2-on-2, but then when you get to them singles matches, it's 1-on-1. You've not got, it's not like a football or a rugby or any other sport. Obviously the closest thing we can kind of look at is tennis, where it's kind of 1-on-1, but you are on your own out there and for the world to see. And I don't know, there's something about that just really obviously gets everyone's juices flowing, gets that competitive edge going, gets the crowd rowdy. And it really is, for me, it's sport at its very finest.
Danny, before I let you go, I'm taking you back to 2016. I'm offering you hearty congratulations. Wonderful, wonderful tournament. But what I want to know is this, mate. What was the menu you chose when you won?
We had a Sunday roast, obviously. Got to introduce the boys to some
Yorkshire's a whole
food.
bit.
We had proper. The Yorkshire puddings were a little flat. Chef must have opened the door. No, we had a Sunday roast, apple crumble, few glasses of vino. Boys seemed to enjoy it. There's some empty plates, which is good enough for me.
Different class, mate. Listen, enjoy the next few days. Make sure you tell the boys we're asking for them, mate.
Thank you for coming on, mate.
We will. Thank you, boys.
Take care, mate. Fantastic. Danny Willett, they're out with the Icons. It's going to be some couple of days.
Do you know what's good about that, Ali? Is like, you know what it's like when you retire from sport, any sport, to be able to go and do something that's competitive. They'll be buzzing through it. It gives you that feeling of like, yes, It was like when I played. They'll be dying to win. Yeah, they'll be dying to win. The banter.
Brilliant. Don't forget, you got to check out the YouTube channels to see just how competitive it is. I'm sure, I can guarantee it, that's exactly what it will be. Coming up, we turn our attention to Chelsea after a fantastic result for Liam Rossignol and his side. The last night proved to Chelsea fans he's the right man to take them forward. Give us a call, guys. 03717 22 3344. You know the drill. That'll be next.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Okay, 9:05, Thursday, the 29th of January, talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan and Gabby with you this morning. Of course, we are joined by the very supportive Arnold Clark's real sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. Now, when Chelsea appointed Liam Rosenior 3 weeks ago, right, there was one or two questions getting asked. There was, let's be honest about it. However, what a start he's made.
Enzo, right-footed, blasts it into the bottom left-hand corner. 5-1 in Liam Rosenior's first game in charge. 2-0 to Liam Rosenior's team in his first game in the Premier League.
People have decided, certain sections of the fan base, certain sections of the football fraternity and certain sections of the media have decided he doesn't merit this job.
I can't affect what people prejudge me as. With small things and little tweaks and little improvements, I think this team can go a long way.
Chelsea surging into the top four with the comfortable win here at Flailing Palace. And here goes João Pedro. Pedro goes alone and scores for Chelsea. And suddenly, Chelsea's destiny is back in their own hands. Napoli 2, Chelsea 3.
What a result, what a performance that was. Great result for Chelsea, that's right. 5 wins from the seniors' first 6 games in charge since taking over earlier this month. It's been quite the impressive first impression of that, there is no doubt. Last night's 3-2 away win in Napoli secured Chelsea a top 8 Champions League finish, crucially meaning they avoid the playoffs next month. Rosenior spoke after the game about his first month in charge at the Bridge.
Football is not about me. I give the credit to the players. I said when I came in, they lost a manager that they really respected for reasons that are beyond my control or knowledge. So when you go through that as a young group, to come back and then to accept a new manager the way they have done, and for them to work as hard as they have done for me is a credit to them. It's not about me or my ego or trying to prove anything. I'll try and do the very best I can with my group, with my staff, and hopefully we can have more really good nights like this.
What are you thinking? You can't help but be impressed. At a very early stage, well, Michael Carrick,
Yes.
Great start for the pair of them, but you can't help but, I just think he sounds a little bit different to your normal coach, your normal manager. Is
you know what, Ali? Looking at the managers I played under, and I look at Liam Rosenior, and I even seen a clip last night, and he's joking with João Pedro when he's talking in an interview. Looks like the sort of manager you want to play for. Like, he's hard but fair. I could even imagine Sterling and Disasi being in the bomb squad. I bet he's went and spoke to them and maybe explained and said, like, when I had a conversation with them, and maybe Sterling, it's out of my hands, maybe it's above me that you need to go. But if I had my choice, maybe I'll bring you back in and get you involved in training. But look at him on the pitch, what he's done. First game, 5-1 against Charlton. Then lost to Arsenal 3-2, but played very well. Brentford beat 2-0. Paphos 1-0. Palace, they beat 3-1. And then last night, Napoli 3-2. So on paper, he's done very well so far. He's got João Pedro firing. 4-4 for João Pedro in all competitions. And like I said to you last night, Ali, when I saw Gittins getting taken off, when they wanted to hold on to the 3-2, when he'd already been a sub, so he subbed the sub, showed to me who made the big decisions and upset players for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, there has been a level of, not criticism is not the right word, but people have opened their eyes and said, well, perhaps he's just been brought in because he's going to be a yes man, to the powers that be. There's just no way he can afford to do that. He would lose all, credibility, and I don't think that will happen. I think he will go in, and as you correctly say, in the early stages of his coaching and managerial career at Chelsea, he looks well prepared to make decisions that can be tough, but for the benefit of the team, clearly.
But when you say yes, man, I get why people say that, and partly I agree in the sense that he's not going to kick off if you want that player. But they say, no, we're looking at these players, younger players. He's going to agree with the philosophy that they have at Chelsea, but he will have his own decisions on who he wants to play. No one from above is going to say, play this player, but that player. But I can imagine Maresca, and maybe same happen with Amorim, where they're not happy with what's going on above. Yeah. I don't think he'll get involved with that. He'll be like, I'm privileged to get this job. I'm going to concentrate on the players that I've got. Maybe I won't have all the say in the players that come in, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy with this job. But if I want to bring off a player who I've subbed on, no problem. If I want to play Cole Palmer or Estavo, or I don't want to play them, that's my choice. And from last night, he tried something differently. He went with Fafana and Reece James as centre halves. Gusto played further up. Cucurella played less as an attacking fullback. It wasn't working first half. Okay, Chalobah, you're on. Reece James right back. Gusto off. And they looked stronger there. So he can change. He's not stubborn and sticking to what he started the game as.
How important is João Pedro? Because I'll tell you something, he's a talented boy. He is an extremely talented boy. If you can get him firing, what an asset that is to your team, Gabby. I'll tell you right now, and his 2 goals last night. His second, we'll speak about his second one. Good ball through. He's on a 1v1. All he needs to do, you can see it, he just moves it half a yard and then hits it. And in that little space, the defender comes across, either gets through his legs or underneath him. He's just trying to change the angle. He does that. But I thought the first finish was outstanding, mate. Left foot, comes across, hits it, as you correctly say, really early. Not a lot of backlift. And it's the pace and the power that beats the goalie.
He got the move to Chelsea for a reason of what he was doing at Brighton. And he's not done enough for me since he signed for Chelsea. He's got 4 in 4 in all competitions. But he's got to keep this going, Ali, because he's such a talented player. He's got it all. Big, strong, quick, skillful, can finish. He reminds me a bit of Cunha. Both Brazilians, maybe both fighting for one position at the World Cup. But both of them, top players. Cunha can do more, 5 Premier League goals. João Pedro, can you do more as well? Because you've got everything. You can play as that number 9, or you can play off as number 10.
What's an interesting
or off
one?
The left.
Interesting one, because Scott was on last night. Scott Minto was on, and he talks an awful lot of sense, Scott. Now, he said to me, he didn't say to me, he said last night on the talkSPORT Daily podcast that João Pedro proved last night he's world class. I would take umbrage a little bit. I'm not sure he's there yet.
World class goal, the first one, but not world class yet. No.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a call because the senior proved to Chelsea fans last night that he's more than capable of handling a job. 03717 223344. That is a number to call, and somebody that has just achieved that and done that this morning is Matt. Matt, a very good morning.
Morning, Matt.
Thanks for joining us. What did you think of last night, mate?
Morning, guys. Yeah, I thought it was really good, actually, to be honest with you. As Gabby said, started with that back 3 that didn't work, and I thought it was a bit of a weird call to do that in such a big game. Play that formation. It seemed to kind of come out of nowhere, but understood he was trying to, match them up effectively. But as Gabby said, had the nuance to change it when it needs to be changed. Made big calls with the subs. And for me, he's getting a lot out of Enzo Fernandez at the minute by playing him a little bit further forward and getting him closer to João Pedro. And I don't think it's, we've scored quite a lot of goals in the games that Rossinha's come in. And I think pushing Enzo a little bit more forward and giving him that freedom has kind of paid dividends, and a reason for that.
Matt, I don't have any doubt that you're right behind the manager, as all Chelsea fans should be, but were you a little bit surprised at the appointment?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've always expected bigger managers at Chelsea, and that's the history that we've always been connected with bigger managers. But I think that him going in, he knows how the hierarchy works at the club. So, other managers may not have been aware of what that was on a day-to-day basis, whereas Rossinha probably understands it a lot more. So, as was mentioned earlier on, can kind of forget about that, park that to one side and just concentrate on the team and the training and doing what he needs to do.
What would be success for you this season, mate?
I think top 4. I think that's, it's really competitive up there at the top with United coming back, Liverpool picking up form, Villa up there as well. And a decent run in the Champions League, and just making a good account of ourselves, showing that these boys are learning and coming on. And, they're a little bit short now, I think, to do anything in terms of winning anything.
Matt, what do you think?
2 or 3 years.
What do you think? Say in the summer, Chelsea need to go and win the title. What position? For me, centre back. But what do you think?
I think a centre back, a commanding centre back. I think we have missed some experience throughout that team this year. Maybe someone in the centre of the park as well with a little bit more experience. I think the spine of the team, João Pedro's obviously doing great at the minute, but we've had spells where Delap and João Pedro are not really firing. And I think to have someone who's got a bit of experience that can come in, help these boys, would be great. Keeper as well. He's done some really good stuff this season, Rob Sanchez, and he's had some massive critics, but he's pulled off some absolute world-class saves at times. But still, think he still makes that defence a little bit nervous with his, how eccentric he can be or lapsadaisical sometimes,
Yep, spot on.
Brilliant, mate. Great call. Thanks for your time. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Alex, 16 goals in 5 games.
Oh, brilliant.
So, like you said there, you've seen attacking football, you've seen goals being scored. That's the Chelsea way.
100%, mate. Listen, Glenn and South Shields is digging me up. This is brilliant.
Oh, no.
I need to ask Ali, says, what's going on with support and cheering Newcastle? Has he forgotten season ticket at Sunderland or next Sunderland player? I've got news for you, Glenn, right? There was nobody cheering louder than me a couple of weeks ago at the stadium. I'm like, pal, don't you worry about that.
Yes.
And there is absolutely no chance, as you accuse me of potentially going to Celtic Park and cheering on Celtic. That's worse, mate. Absolutely worse. Don't forget, even more celebration of Chelsea and João Pedro. Check out the talkSPORT daily podcast. Scott Minto has lots of things to say that Chelsea fans would want to hear. So check it out. Coming up next, we're going to ask Gabby, after last night, is Jose Mourinho still the king of Europe? Of course he is. Look at them all on this morning, haven't we? I'm just looking back here. Warren Barton, Dara O'Brien, Scott Carson, Phil Jones, Danny Willett. It's all been happening this morning.
We've got to thank Ellis Pickle. He's the guy that...
I was about to give him a mention.
Yeah.
I was about to give him...
He's a good guy.
They're much maligned.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic, Ali.
There's a producer in there pointing to himself, wanting a pat in the back.
Maybe Harry Durham should take notice. Anyway.
talkSPORT Breakfast, Alan Gabby with you this morning. Right, here we go. The Australian Open has reached the semi-final stage, and the man that has had literally no sleep at all for the last week or so, it's Toby Gillis. Get your bed, Toby.
This is too exciting, Ali. There's absolutely no chance yet. This first semi-final is the immovable object against the unstoppable force, at least in terms of 2026. World number one, Aryna Sabalenka, is without doubt the hot favourite to reach a fourth consecutive final in Melbourne. Yet to lose this year, has a 5-1 head-to-head winning record against her opponent and is the power player on the tour. But Alina Svitolina is flying, also unbeaten this season, having won her warm-up tournament in Auckland before the maiden slam of the year, with the emotion of Ukraine behind her against a Belarusian, and having reinvented herself in 18 months since returning to the tour after giving birth. That's the key today as well. She used to be a defender, now she's an aggressor. This is all-out attack as a matchup nowadays. Svitolina went for it from the off too, earning 2 break points in the first game, but Sabalenka saved both and held served. Moment of controversy in the key fourth game of the first set so far, when Sabalenka mishit a forehand mid-rally, thought it was going out, and made a kind of extra grunt, which the umpire called as hindrance, handing Svitolina a free point. Not sure that's what she'd have wanted, though, because it's made the world number one angry. She's added a couple of % to her power since. It worked. She broke in that same game, and Sabalenka stepped out in front first. Serious match emerging here, but it is Sabalenka with a break, leading in this first set by 5-2 on Svitolina's serve.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Stream every set live on Discovery Plus or watch TNT Sports channels on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Like your tennis, guy?
I do. The big ones though. So we're talking Wimbledon,
French,
US Open,
Australian. Yeah.
Yes. Sinner Djokovic next, is it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Do you know what I'm looking at?
I think it's Sinner Djokovic, isn't it?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, we know it was well documented how fortunate Djokovic was yesterday.
Yes.
Right? Because his opponent had to retire 2 sets to live up. It's an interesting one, though. I'm looking at it. Djokovic has only played 11 sets at this year's Australian Open.
But can that help him? Give him more of a chance to get through?
I was going to say to you, you'd think it probably would.
Less
at
on
his
the
age,
legs.
less is good, eh?
I just think Sinner's too good.
So do I, mate.
And
I think we're going to get the usual final. Well, I'm saying the usual final. But they're different classes.
I just want us to do better, Ali. You know, Great Britain do better. You know,
a wee bit
the best we've got is
disappointed,
probably Draper, isn't it? But even in the women's as well, Raducanu, poor again, want to change the coach. It's like, come on, guys. Need to do better.
The producer's shouting at me.
What's his problem?
I don't know. I love my tennis as well. He's taking the huff in there because I wanted to ask Toby a question, and he went, "Oh no, you're not asking me a question." And he went to the stab right away. So that's why I'm continuing to talk to you about tennis, because what the punters wanted to hear a little bit about tennis, Gabby. Now it's time, but believe it or not, and we'll decide. But seemingly he's got it written down that it's a wee bit of magic. This ball accounts.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie.
Right, Gabby, here we go. It says here, Mr. Genie, accept a rub from my hands, please.
I mean, this week I'm looking forward to Kairat against Real Madrid and Inter against Slavia Prague, especially Karabakh against Copenhagen. Oh my God, I can't wait. Let's get back to a Champions League of manageable proportions where more games count.
Right. I mean, the floor is yours. I mean, Jeff is clearly not a fan of the new format. He's stuck by his views, and he's well entitled to his views. He is aware of the fact that I am in the opposite camp.
So am I. I love last season. Fortunate to go to most of the games with Aston Villa and talkSPORT. But what I love about it, Ali, is the old format. The games would finish in mid-December, and the knockout stages wouldn't start till mid-February. So you'd go a long wait before any more Champions League football. Now we're seeing Champions League football all the way through, because I don't know the exact dates. We're trying to find out when the playoffs will be, but I can imagine in the next couple of weeks with the playoffs, and then you go into the last 16. So
all the week after next, actually.
Yeah, all through the season, you've got big games. The playoffs, look at the teams we're talking about here. We're talking about Real Madrid in the playoffs, PSG. We've got some big ties, Inter Milan, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Galatasaray. Big games all the way through. So for me, I love this new format. And the old format, you saw some poor games as well.
I'm with you, mate. I'm really enjoying a new format. And I would say that even if you're against it, and Jeff is clearly against it, you could not, his argument would be it's only 1 week, but you could not have been anything other than excited and thrilled to be watching what you
I can see why some people don't like it, because some of the games, there's no jeopardy on them. You know, early on in the tournament.
There was no jeopardy in some of the other games in the league
I agree. You could lose a couple of games and you still no problem in getting top 8. But I just think it's more excitement. Every week you're seeing big games, blockbuster games. So I love the new format. I'm sure the players maybe don't, more games. But I remember, Emery last season loving it because it's more football. You got more chance of getting in to the top 24. So you got another chance. Celtic last season. Really? Celtic would never get out of the group.
And
but you've got a chance, haven't you?
Particularly a performance that they had in Munich, we were very, very unlucky. And I'm thinking of Aston Villa, the home ties. I mean, incredible. Paris. Who's the other home one that was incredible? Munich?
Yes, Bayern Munich, the round last minute goal. But even last night, Newcastle, if Barnes scores that goal, side foots it, Newcastle into the top 8.
Fantastic.
So I love this new
I'm
format.
with you, mate. Yep. After Benfica's heroics last night, and I mean, that arguably might have been this, I think, definitely the story of the evening. Jose Mourinho has come to Eugenie Gabby to grant him the wish of being crowned King of Europe one more time in his career. Are you going to grant him that wish?
Listen, winning the Champions League with Porto was something special. We all know that. Winning at Inter Milan was very good as well. But last night just shows why Benfica got him in. Because it didn't work at Fenerbahce. Did he struggle? Did he fail to get them into the Champions League this season in the qualifying rounds? But what the job he's done at Benfica to get them in that top 24. They're a big club, Ali. Big club that
club.
Needs to be playing in these sort of big games.
You go back in Benfica's history.
Rui Costa.
And they went about, I think they won it 3 or 4 times. But I mean, I'm going way back with Eusebio and boys like that, but Stadium of Light, Benfica, there's a mystique to it. They're a top European side.
The Champions League with Mourinho in it is a better competition. Of course it is. Always will be.
Of course it is.
Because they've got a chance, by the way, of getting Real Madrid again in the playoffs. Imagine that.
How good that be?
2 legs against Real Madrid.
Incredible, mate.
Yes.
Loved it last night. I mean, you talk about that goalkeeper coming in, that header. Absolutely remarkable. All right, pal, thanks for that. Coming up, we turn our attention to the world of boxing again. Tyson Fury is returning to the ring. That'll be coming up next.
Sport is often filled with people trying to make a quick buck, often at fans' expenses. But sometimes someone on the fringes comes up with an exhibition idea that goes down a storm. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Mallorca 2007. Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer compete in what was dubbed the Battle of the Surfaces, a unique idea that reportedly almost got cancelled at the last minute when worms got into the grass. An 11th hour turf delivery got the match on, and despite some dodgy bounces on the new green stuff, Rafa and Roger slugged out a 3-set epic. Tennis has a history of exhibitions too, with the Battle of the Sexes in 1973 captivating audiences worldwide as Billie Jean King took on the former world #1 men's player Bobby Riggs, who talked down the women's game. Billie Jean King won. In motorsport, there was Monzanapolis in the 50s when American Indy cars went up against European F1 cars. But perhaps the best exhibitions have been the charity ones. In 1998, legends like Mike Atherton, Sachin Tendulkar and Glenn McGrath turned out at Lord's for a one-dayer in memory of Princess Diana. And since 2006, we've had Soccer Aid, which has raised an incredible amount of money. And if you get to see the likes of Jose Mourinho taking out Ollie Mers, then what's not to like?
Okay, we're in the home straight, 9:34. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Saving your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. The latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is live now on YouTube and available on podcast platforms. Matt Ford and Jacob Hawley are talking, all things goalkeepers with former USA keeper Big Brad Friedel. And Friedel had this to say on current England #1, Jordan Pickford.
I think if he goes and wins a World Cup, I think England have a team that can win a World Cup, then he'll be considered as a true England great. I think he is a Premier League great for sure, but then being an international great is something different. With the quality that England has in their side and the quality that England has had in many sides over the past years, they need to go and win. If he does, then he'll for sure be considered an England great.
What do you think, mate?
Top goalkeeper.
So do I.
I get it. To be called an England great, you need to go and win, maybe, with your country. But what he's done in the Premier League for Everton, I think he's been one of those keepers, Ali, that goes wide into his 40s.
Necessarily the case, by the way, because I think George Best is a footballing great. And clearly, because he's playing in Northern Ireland, would limit his chances perhaps to go and win the World Cup, the European Championship.
Yeah.
You know, but I do take the point. I think he's an excellent goalkeeper. I really
I think he's one that will play into his 40s as well. I really do.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Yes.
I said earlier, man, I just think he looks as though he'd be a good teammate as well.
Yes, but I think he did know the life out of you. He's just centre half.
Oh, goalkeeper.
The way he's screaming at you.
Aye, goalkeeper.
You'd be like, shut up, you. You're putting me off.
I don't care what anybody says. I know it's a bit of a generalisation, but they are half-daft.
I bet it'd be a fun one to dink in training.
Oh,
lose your mind, don't they, keepers, when you dink
Gorham used to go mental.
Brad Goose used to chase us around training ground.
I used to do a commentary when I was the 5 size and I was going through, and I'd do a commentary when I was going through with Gorham to beat.
Don't go for them.
Gorham comes out, he's dinked Gorham again, and he could chase him after you get off his head, so he would. Let's dive into the world of boxing and Tyson Fury. The great news is, it looks as though Tyson Fury is back, having announced his retirement. Following his second defeat to Usyk back in December 24, Fury has announced his latest opponent, and Makhmudov, we mentioned that earlier, who has won 21 fights out of 23 and is the perfect comeback opponent for Fury, according to his promoter, Frank Warren. A man who knows exactly what it's like to fight Makhmudov is Dave Allen, who fell to defeat in the latest fight back in October, that was. So, give all the latest news about Fury's latest opponent. I'm delighted to say Dave is joining us now. It's a very good morning to Dave. How are you, mate?
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, how are you both?
All right, mate.
We're in top form, Dave. Thanks for joining us, mate. Just as quick, what was your initial reaction to the news that Tyson was coming back?
Well, I think we knew he'd be back. Probably the only man that's retired more than me. But yeah, I thought he'd be back. The Makhmudov fight wasn't a surprise. You know, a lot of people knew it was coming. I'm really happy for Arsenbeck as well. He's a really nice guy. A lot of people ask me, "Are you disappointed that you didn't win and get the Fury fight?" But I didn't win. So, you know, he deserved this opportunity. It's a massive chance for Makhmudov, and for Tyson, yeah, we knew he'd be back. He might probably retire again at some point and come back again. So yeah, I'm glad he is back. He's overall is good for the sport. He brings a lot of eyes to it. It's on Netflix. It's going to be a big event. I'm looking forward to it.
Dave, sorry, go on.
On you go, mate.
Dave, I want to ask you, how did you feel that you did in that fight against Makhmudov? Because I watched it. Do you feel that if you had a rematch, you'd learn from that first fight? And what could he cause problems to Tyson Fury?
I didn't think I boxed to the best of my ability against Makhmudov, to be honest, for a few reasons. I think he's a good fighter. You know, his best win is probably Carlos Takam. His second best win is probably me. Does that warrant boxing arguably the second best heavyweight of the last 10 years? Probably not. But he looks the part. You know, he looks like a Bond villain. You know, he's a big, strong guy. He has the amateur credentials. So, you know, he's a good opponent really for Tyson. He's a good comeback opponent. He's a solid top 20 guy. But he's not the kind of guy that's going to beat Tyson Fury. So that makes him the perfect person to box.
Well, that's what Frank said. Frank's come out and said it's the perfect one for him to come back to. And you've already said, and I get it and understand it. I agree with you. I think if Tyson's got his boxing head on and his proper head on, I don't see him in too much of a problem. But what problems could you, if invariably, see Makhmudov give him?
Makhmudov, if nothing else, can punch. He's very, very powerful. One thing I can certainly do is take a punch. There were times in that fight it did hurt me, to be honest. He hurt me pretty bad a couple of times. He has a lot of experience. He'll not be too much more than Tyson either. You know, he's a physical presence. The biggest factor for me is not really Makhmudov. The biggest factor is the timeout. The biggest factor is Tyson is now nearing 40 years of age. And at nearly 40, being inactive, things can go wrong overnight. You know, the Usyk fights were hard. So what has Tyson got left? And Makhmudov, on paper, you know, in all-known form, is a pretty good return match. But at Tyson's age, with that inactivity, you never really know. So there is question marks there.
Dave, what's it like as a boxer? Because, you know, we've heard Tyson Fury talk about his mental health and how he doesn't know what's going to happen when he has to finally retire for good. Is it an addiction of like, I want to keep fit anyway, so why not continue fighting?
Keeping fit for me is a nightmare when I am boxing, so I don't really know about that one. But leaving the sport alone is hard. It's very hard. I'm only 1,000 there. I'm not a millionaire, multi-millionaire. So for me, you know, as a current 1,000 there, I have to continue to fight. It's my bread and butter. You know, it's my 9 to 5. It's my job. So, but it's a very hard sport to leave alone. And I think more than the money, more than anything else, it's you can't replicate the feeling you get when you walk to the ring.
Yeah.
You know, it gave me a real feeling of worth, really. I'm not sure how that will sound, but a sense of worth that people coming out to support me. You know, for me as a kid myself, I was a quiet kid really, and all my adult life I was very involved in the boxing. I never really had many friends, and when people started to come out to watch me, I found a real sense of worth. And without boxing, really, for me, and I think I don't want to speak for Tyson, but I know him pretty well. I knew him very well when we was younger. You know, boxing is our identity. If you took boxing away from me, who am I? I'm nobody really. I have nothing. So, and I think Tyson will be very much the same, if not more so, as he's been doing it longer and been more successful. So, I think without boxing, you know, for us men that have been doing it all our lives and know nothing else, you take away our identity. So, I'm scared to stop boxing myself. I know how Tyson feels because when I stop boxing, who am I? I'm Dave Allen, but who will I be? I don't know. I don't know who I am. I'm a boxer. That's all I know.
It's hard as nails, mate.
I can totally understand that. Well, going to let you have a listen. The former freeweight world champion Duke McKenzie had his say about your future himself. Have a wee listen to this.
Where would you direct him next, Duke? Where would you think it was the next stepping stone for Daniel?
Dave Allen. Dave Allen.
That's way too far back. That's a step down.
No,
really?
but no.
Mate, it's Fabio Wardley next after that. That's it would have to be Fabio Wardley.
I
do
Fabio
Tyson, but
I think
that's why Dave Allen.
No, I just think he needs to get the rounds, because if he goes in straight away with Fabio, I'm telling you now, it's going to be disaster.
There you are. Dave, you heard that. That's the advice coming your way. Daniel Dubois, do you fancy a bit of that?
I thought Duke liked me, you know. I thought me and Duke were mates.
I think he does, mate. I think that's why he's proposing it.
Being honest, like, I'm a good fighter. You know, I'm always quite self-deprecating, and I'm aware I'm not a world beater. I'm not a world champion in weight, and I'm never going to be world champion, and that's fine. Daniel Dubois is a few levels above me, and that's okay as well. I'm all right with that. I know I can fight. I'm good. I can give good fighters fights as well. I can give Daniel Dubois 12 rounds. Can I beat him? I don't believe so. To be honest, no. On all known form, I cannot beat him. I'm not interested in boxing Daniel Dubois. I'd like to win the British title, the Commonwealth title, maybe the European title. I want to be in competitive fights that people want to see. Nobody wants to watch Daniel Dubois because I can't compete with him. I thank Duke, you know, for putting me on that kind of level. You know, it's nice to hear that Duke thinks I can compete there. But I'm not a fool. I know where I'm at. I know what I can do. And I know what I want to provide for the paying public, and that's entertainment. And me and Daniel Dubois, it might be entertaining for people that don't like me, watching me get splattered in 2 rounds. But the paying public want to see good competitive fights, and that's what I want to be a part of after Nottingham. In 3 weeks' time, when I come back in a you know, what is essentially a comeback fight, I want to be in good competitive fights, and that's not me against Daniel Dubois.
What do you think of Netflix, Dave, getting more involved with boxing? We've seen now that Tyson Fury's next fight will be on Netflix.
Yeah, it's an odd one, really. I didn't expect that one. I think the more promoters, the more networks that boxing is to be seen on, the better it is for boxers. I'm a boxer. I'm all for box, good for boxers. Mm-hmm. You know, the boxers are the ones that should be making the money. You know, there's a lot of people in money, a lot of people that make money out of boxing. There's a lot of people that just take. The boxers should be making the money. So for me, the more networks and the more promoters and the more whatever is good for the boxers. Whatever gets the boxers paid, I'm all for it. And Netflix, really, they should be helping bring money into boxing, and that money hopefully then goes in the boxers' pockets.
Well said.
Dave, brilliant, mate. Listen, I can guarantee you boxing fans want to see great boxing fights. There's no doubt about it, and we want to see Dave Allen fight. So thanks very much for your time,
Hard
mate.
as nails, mate.
Very much appreciated, pal. You take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Magic that was. Now, for more on Tyson Fury's return and what next for Dubois, head over to the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel for the latest edition of Talk Boxing with Simon Jordan, Spencer Oliver, Duke McKenzie and Johnny Nelson. We're going to take a short break. game, mate. 9:49 now. I think it's worth a mention. We don't know the exact in and outs, but you've just saw something there that you're going to tell us.
Yes, so Senegal manager has been banned for 6 games. Also, Ndiaye and Ismail Sarr also banned for 2 games. Hakimi, 2-game ban as well. So that means the Senegal manager 6-game ban. He will miss some games in the World Cup because only one meet up now in March.
Unless
they throw in loads of friendlies. 5 friendlies before the World Cup, Ali.
That's right.
Every 2 days.
Oh, no, if you like me, you love your cricket, you're going to love this. We're giving away a week for 2 at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. Every day of the match at one of the world's greatest cricket against the flights, hotel and spending money all covered. Listen up, here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text 1 to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 1418. I'm going to do that again, 0343 418 7260. Lines close 6 February at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to clearly answer your phone if it rings. If and when it rings, 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. Right. Got to say, make sure you don't miss Drive this afternoon with the boys, Andy and Darren, from 4 p.m. as they'll be joined by this pop icon.
I am more famous than Andy Goldstein.
I don't wanna rock that DJ.
Let's take it from the top, shall we?
If I hadn't winked, I wouldn't be here. Who would win in a fight between E17 and Take That? I'm not a good dancer. I'm not the best looking. If this chimp can do it, then you can too. You heard it here on talkSPORT.
Brilliant. If you're looking for a bit of entertainment your way home today, then look no further than Drive from 4 p.m. You've got to join the boys. Andy and Dan will be joined live in the studio by a man with the most #1 albums in UK chart history. Incredible. Best-selling British solo artist of all time, which is remarkable. I did not know that. Pop icon Robbie Williams joining us now to get us in the mood as Robbie's #1 groupie. It's Groupie of the Year. It is indeed. We've managed to get him off the golf course. Brilliant. And away from the pool table is a very good morning to Andy Goldstein. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Oh, you caught me right in the middle. I'm just looking at the very 3 last tubs of Goldstein's Golden Paste available.
Mate, the last thing you said to me when I saw you in Washington was my Barnet was crying out for it and you were going to send me some. Right.
Now, no, I said your Barnet was crying out for hair.
He's got some nerve though, Andy. Look at that dartboard, Andy. Why is that dartboard still up, Andy?
Do you know what? I haven't got my glasses on. I could just about make you out. It looks like I'm talking to Tellis of Alice and Yul Brenner.
The always question would be who's who, but I'll save that for another day. Andy, got to be honest with you, mate. Robbie was in brilliant form when we saw him in Washington, mate. He was in smashing form. He looks as though he's now a great place in his life and family and everything. It was brilliant to have a chat with him. What a boost! What a coup you've got bringing him into the studio this afternoon, mate.
Yeah, we're really lucky, right? Because he's doing it because I've got a great relationship with him. He trusts me, he trusts talkSPORT, and so we've got him in the studio for a whole hour. Wow. He's playing a few songs for us. We can chat about whatever we want. It's going to be monumental. You know, back in the day before we had all these TV channels on digital platforms and Sky and all that, you actually would make an appointment to view a TV show. You'd sit down at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night and watch a TV. You don't do that anymore. But I think with Robbie coming in from 4 o'clock on Drive today, I think everyone I've spoken to has made an appointment to listen and watch Robbie coming on.
Do you know something? I think is that much. I think your figures. I would guarantee your figures will be nearer ours. That you've got that much appeal. I've got to say.
Do you know what, Ali? You're 100%. They really are close to yours. They're below ours, but they are close. Wait, I'll tell you what, Ali. I saw Jim White yesterday. He weren't happy we've got him. He went, Andy, how'd you manage that? And I went, where's the mate? He went, oh, I do great for ratings. I went, I know they will, Jim. You better watch it.
Brilliant, mate. Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'll be guaranteed I'll be listening. What about the football last night? How did you enjoy that?
I saw you on the box, actually. I was watching. I think it's such a great programme where you just watch you and the rest of the gang watch the goals come in. And when Jose went through with, I was going to say last kick of the game, last header of the game from his goalkeeper.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, I was sitting there watching it with Mrs. G, and I just went a bit nuts. And she was like, "What?" And I went, "Watch this." I said, "See the goalkeeper there with yellow? He's a goalkeeper, and he should be at that end. Watch this." And even she was like, "That is insane." And I was like, "That's Jose for you." It was just brilliant, wasn't it? It was great.
Andy, going back to Robbie Williams, I'm sure you're gonna, knowing you and your personality, live when he's on, you're gonna ask Benty to try and name as many songs as he can.
Well, I was told I was coming on to speak to you today because Ali took.
Come on then, let's give me it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Right.
I've had a wee moan that they never warned me.
Right.
I'll tell you right now, if it was Jeff Stelling in Brazil, they'd have get warned. I know you're coming for me, and I deserve it because I gave Benty a bit of stick for his mastermind performance.
For you, but you did say Benty got 0.
Yes.
Right.
Come on then.
And he actually, I'm not blowing his trumpet, but he got 1. Right.
Oh, did he get? I apologise.
I think that was his name. He got his name right.
I apologise. Right, come on then, give me. You fire away.
Right, hold on. Well, is it 60 seconds? I'll just ask you the questions, all right?
Right.
Right, I just want to point out that Ellis, who works on the Breakfast Show, gave me the questions, and I went, I'm not asking those questions because you would have told him. So are you ready for your
hey, there you are. They tell me nothing in this programme. Your original questions would have been fine, but carry on. Give me the hard ones.
Okay. Question number 1. What was Robbie Williams' first single that he released? Can you take your headphones off, please?
No, the one about the believer. Is it I'm a Believer? Not the Donkey song, but something about believing.
No, no, it was Freedom. Question number 2. Robbie Williams was in Take That. Can you name the other members of Take That with their full names?
Jason Orange, Gary Barlow, Mark Cohen, and Howard's Donald.
I'll give you that. Well done. A point. You're level with Benty. What year did Angels get released?
Well, I should be able to work that out right now.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Right now, I'll tell you.
That is the idea.
Because it was when my twins were born. They used to play it in June. 97.
It's the wrong answer.
Oh.
Okay, it's the right answer. In 2002, Robbie made the video for his song Feel, F-W-E-L, Feel, alongside which famous female Hollywood actress?
Hannah, beautiful girl. Hannah. Oh no, Andy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful girl.
I'll tell you what.
Hannah. She was in. She played the mermaid.
Yeah,
she played
what she was in, did I?
She played the mermaid. Hannah.
What was she in?
Hannah.
Hannah's good enough.
Give me the first initial.
No, that's not how it works.
I want to say Hannah Gordon.
Do you want to go with that?
I'm going with Hannah. All I'm giving you is Hannah.
Hold on. Do you want to go with Hannah Gordon? I'll accept Hannah Gordon.
Hannah Gordon is a Scottish actress from yesteryear. I'm going Hannah. Somebody Hannah or Hannah somebody.
Daryl Hannah.
Oh, I'm taking it. I'm in 3.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I've got 2 left. Which Robbie Williams video had Robbie made up to look like Kiss?
Oh, I can get a lead singer a kiss.
No, that's again a totally different question.
The lead singer's Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons is in the group.
It would be making up question.
It would be Let Me Entertain You, but it's not.
Are you saying it's not?
I'm saying it's Let Me Entertain You.
Yeah, but then you went it's not.
No, I'm saying it is Let Me Entertain You.
Okay. Last question.
You're devastated. I'm getting 4. He's devastated. Come on, Goldstein, give me the next one. Benty will not come in today if he's listening to this.
Last question. How many Brit Awards has Robbie Williams got?
Oh, by the way, that's plenty. That'll be. I'm telling you right now.
More than less.
It's nearly 20. That'll be about 17, 18.
Ali, have you ever watched Mastermind? Do you understand
18.
how the answer
18.
works?
No, 18.
You're such a cheat, McCoist. Honestly.
Oh, it's
Listen.
Well done, Ali.
Listen, Ali. I saw you for years on Question of Sport, and I know you cheated.
Andy, we're losing you, son. We're losing you in the signal. Andy, have a great show this afternoon.